for any purpose, you guys just tell me.
Okay.
It's a bot. It's not a real human. Full rat bot.
Mm,
But it's cool. It does everything you ask for.
really?
Yeah,
Please
I
tell me
was in
what
a
was.
room today, and somebody asked him, "Can you please leave the room?" And he told him, "Yeah, Nick, I'm leaving the room. Later. Bye bye." And he left.
Interesting. Okay. Any believers in the room? Oh, John, by the way, was there any other person with you when that thing was happening?
No.
Okay.
Everybody else, there was a bunch of people, but they don't know about you.
Okay, got it. God believer, are you? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm believe in God.
Very good. Which God?
Uh, Jesus.
Jesus. Okay. Can you prove that Jesus was a God?
Uh, how to say? You can read the Bible, and
I
the
did.
Bible prove itself.
ये तो पढ़ा रहे हैं भाई.
I did, but it's not proving.
Yeah, like this. If you read the Bible, and you can see the Bible said from 3,000 years ago,
Three?
and yeah, and something can how to say uh, already happened, and
No.
yeah,
I don't think that's the case. Sorry.
uh,
I don't think it doesn't give details, specific times, specific names. So
yeah,
that's why it's not a good prophecy for me.
yeah, like this, and one more thing: if you pray with Jesus and something happen in your mind and your life, you don't know before you pray, but after you pray something in your heart, then some like this. um when I don't understand a thing, after I pray, then I can understand it,
Hello,
something
everybody.
like
Hello,
that.
everybody. So I think this guy is speaking like a religious person. So he says that there is something like magic in the power of whatever he is talking about. So he said that if you are praying to upon Jesus, probably this Jesus got the power to change your life in some way. But this is like magic. I don't know. I don't believe in magic. So it is the same thing that is happening all over the religions, in the Quran, in Islam, in the Christianity, we use in the Bible. So it always is the same thing. They are talking about something that actually is a fake.
Do you want to answer that? Lai Min Kang.
I want to say something, but my English cannot, because my English is poor, so I
That's
cannot
why
prove that.
you
Uh,
should check the level
maybe
before you
maybe
join.
maybe
Okay.
next time I will prepare
Okay,
my
good.
yeah. But
Good, very
for
good.
now, my English cannot give you more detail.
Okay, good, good. It's good to know yourself. Yeah, check the level before you enter the rooms. Okay? That can be helpful for you. Define magic and then relate it to magic. Ooh. Heroic. That question was for tutor or for the other guy?
Right, I don't know. Probably if he is talking about magic here, well, magic is the idea of uh, something that it is a natural or unexplained is happening, you know? So it's something that is out of our conception. So we have no idea how it works. It overpassed the physical rules. So, but when they're using the religion, they think that there is something magic in it. They say that there is something magical in the way how Jesus works, or in the way how the Quran works itself. So they just had a single questions, and all of the conflict that is happening all over the world. The only thing that I know is just, for example, Donald Trump is meeting up with Putin, or Netanyahu is fighting against Hamas. This is the only thing. But where is God? Is God coming here and having a meeting with the ONU, or having a meeting with the United Nations? No, you don't see anything like this here. There you see these people killing each other, but there is nobody intervening here. So people are talking about a God that actually does not work at all. It doesn't exist at all.
I see. I see. For the topic for yesterday or the day before, what's going on YouTube chat right now? So I already mentioned about that. I don't want to thank you to anyone till I know what is the source. And a simple example, my friend brings me money when I need. I don't know where the money comes from, and and I have good reasons to be suspicious about the source of the money. Then I really have to know, okay, to be able to say thank you, man. But he didn't explain anything. He was being so mysterious, suspicious, and that's the way that scammers work. I know scammers, I know how they work, and it was very similar. I hope that's not the case with him. Uh, I still have good faith in him, but I warned him many, many, many times to be clear. Okay, he thinks that we're stupid, that we cannot understand what he was doing. That's also not cool. He could explain something in a simple way, and he thinks that we cannot understand. Like, what makes him to think that we don't understand programming? That's another bad thing about that experience. But anyway, so I don't think he's gonna come back to explain, but I hope he comes and explains. But anyway, I don't care that much. Also, I begged for a clear explanation many times, and I think I deserve a clear explanation. That's all. Okay, Axie, welcome. Yeah. So we have an unbeliever tutor. We have you can believe something, but okay, you must have concrete proof. Okay, this guy also seems like an unbeliever. Any believers in the room?
Muhammad is probably a believer.
What?
Muhammad.
Annat? Uh, oh, Mohand. Akliamara? That's this person? I'm agnostic. Ooh, I think you're
By the
talking about
way,
this guy.
Muhammad, I'm pronouncing your name right, yeah? See? Okay, it's just a question. We have Rocky, or that's the other Rocky.
Can maybe right. He says he kept saying I shouldn't have to explain. Just a quick hello and from me, have a good one. Thank you, thank you. Speak on how he can people, blah 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 blah. Rubbing hands like that. Maybe what he said like I want to do. Okay. So seemingly no believers in this room. I'll refresh.
Atheism is increasing.
Yeah, it's increasing. Look, all people are atheists here.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe
Believers are afraid.
one of us should be.
Michael
Michael
is a believer.
is a believer.
Michael, you want to talk, Michael? Okay. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Doubtful people. Shalom, certain person.
Quantitative Sanford,
Yeah.
he's a believer. You can join.
Let
Wait,
me send the link without changing this room.
Yeah, that's so true, actually.
Intavius send for. You can join if you want.
Shalom, boss.
Do you have a counterfact about what you believe in? Is there more interested in God than believers? Yeah. I'm just a bit shy. Okay. We don't like shy people. James, is it you?
Hello?
Hello? Kentavious Sanford. Is it you?
Hold on one second. I can't hear any sound now. One
Sound
sec.
check. 1, 2, 3, test. 1, 2, 3, ta 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 ta. 1, 2, 3, ta ta ta. Ta ta ta. Sound, sound, check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, further. 5, 5, 5, 5. 6, 6, 6, 6. 7, 7, 7. Sound test. My sound got disabled. Okay, we didn't do anything. Okay. Oh, okay. Kintavious Sanford just joined.
Okay,
Okay.
there we go. I can hear now.
Okay. We have also James here. Hmm. Okay. So
Yeah,
Kintavious.
what's up?
Oh, nothing much here.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
Phil.
just chilling.
How
Yeah,
you
I
doing?
saw your prompt. It said prove God. I can prove God exists.
Okay, which god you want to prove?
Please do it.
Yeah, I believe in simulation theory.
Simulation theory.
hmm
Okay, you believe simulators are gods?
Yeah, I would define God as an entity that created our universe.
Okay. An entity when you say like why it's singular?
It could be a conscious agent or it could be a non-conscious agent. It
Is
could
it
be an advanced AI system, for instance.
is it possible that it could be many?
Yeah, it could be multiple individuals working together to create our universe. That could be the case as well. Yeah.
So you don't know what is the case exactly.
I know that our universe is created, though, and I can explain why.
Okay, how can you prove simulators?
Yeah, well, I can prove that our universe has a creator. Now, whether or not we're in a simulation, that would be speculative. However, I would say that the way that reality operates would suggest that we're in a simulation.
Oh, it suggests?
I'm sorry, what?
How does it suggest?
Yeah, so quantum mechanics is an information probabilistic system. and it operates a lot like how computers operate.
Operates.
And you have things like the speed of light. I think that would be a cap on computational power.
Okay. So just because we built machines in accordance with how physics work, that means that thing that the reality has been created also? I don't think so. It doesn't follow.
Yeah, I'll prove to you that our universe is created. Are you familiar with the cosmological constants?
Yeah, I heard them.
Yeah, so then you would know that the probability of the cosmological constants being the way that it is and allowing galaxies to form is 10 to the 200th power.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's more probable, that that was designed or that was random?
Again, like for design, we need to find a designer. Saying that that's
I'm
a
sorry, what?
design, saying that that's a design, it's a hard job to do without a designer.
Yeah, why is that the case? What's your argument for that?
Since we don't know how something happened, if it happened, that means it was possible, but that doesn't suggest that it was a design.
Yeah, but if it was any other way, our universe wouldn't exist.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you know what the
Do you
probability
think,
of it being that way for our universe to exist?
okay, so like you mentioned the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, and if the numbers were different, you're saying that there wouldn't
Yeah,
be
our
any
universe
universe.
wouldn't exist. For instance, if it were less, the universe would collapse on itself. If it were more, the universe would expand too fast and galaxies wouldn't form.
Okay, but you're talking about just one number, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You're talking about one constant?
Yeah, the cosmological constant, the thing that holds it affects the strength of the nuclear force, the mass of the electron, the ratio of electromagnetic and gravitational force. It affects all these things, right? And if it were tuned like a little less or a little more, our universe wouldn't exist.
So it exists, therefore someone tuned it.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing, right? What I'm saying is that if you look at the cosmological constant, how precise it is, right? Like I'm telling you, if it's any more or any less, right, our universe doesn't exist. Now, if you're an atheist, you would believe that this happened by random chance, right?
I would say I don't know how it exists in this way.
Like imagine there's a dial. Imagine there's a dial, and you can turn the dial to any degree from 10th to the 200th power. Okay. Now the chances of you turning that dial to the specific the specific point that we're currently at that allows our universe to exist, the probability of you hitting that particular mark on the dial is 10 to the 200th power.
Okay,
And you
so
happen to think that that happened by chance.
okay, so let's change how many constants there are affecting the existence of the universe.
I'm sorry, what?
There's only one constant that affects that situation? Or you're
No,
talking about multiple constants?
so you understand there's like equations, right, that represent the cosmological constants,
Uh,
and we have
uh,
simulations that we can run based off of these
James,
mathematics, and we can predict
James,
changes in the cosmological constants.
we are talking about how many constants. I think that question was clear, and I couldn't get a clear answer. How many
How
constants we are
many
talking about?
constants? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The cosmological constant exists in one state, right? If it
Okay.
existed in another state, we wouldn't be having this
So
conversation.
you're talking about one constant.
Yeah, it's the most important thing. Yeah.
Okay. If you change
Without this
that
one
one,
thing, without this one thing, our universe doesn't exist. It's that simple.
universe doesn't exist, so there would be
Yeah, that's
nothingness.
correct. I'm sorry, what?
There would be nothingness, or what?
That's correct. Oh no, there wouldn't be nothingness. Our universe wouldn't exist the way that it does currently.
So it means
I'm not sure what would
that's
exist.
yeah, that's the interesting part, James. So if you are saying that the universe wouldn't be like this, that means there would be something different. Okay, we don't call it
Yeah,
universe.
galaxies wouldn't form, correct. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay, but still there would be something, right?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. So are you saying that
Mhm.
if we change that constant just a little bit, that would be zero, nothingness?
Yeah, I never said that. I'm not sure what it
Yeah,
would be.
I'm asking. Yeah, like I also didn't say that you claimed that. I'm trying to understand. Like I'm
All I'm
ignorant about
showing
this.
you, all I'm showing you is the probability of there being a creator is much higher than not.
Yeah, well, we already figured out that's your claim, James. But I want to dig out like
Yeah. So
how
what's more? Yeah. So
when we change the
what?
constant, what happens? You're saying that the
Yeah,
universe wouldn't be
I
like
already
this.
told you what happens. Galaxies don't form. I already
Okay,
told you
so
what
who
happens.
tells that the galaxies was the purpose?
Theoretical physicists with their
James, I think
simulations
you're
that they
not trying to
run.
engage. I'm telling you that who says that galaxies was the purpose at the beginning?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Galaxies are the result of something, right? But that doesn't say
Yeah,
that it was the
galaxies are the
purpose.
result of the cosmological constants. That's correct.
Yes, yes, but that doesn't mean that was the purpose. As you acknowledge, if it was different, that we
No, I
wouldn't
think
be
there is a
seeing.
purpose. I disagree with you.
You think that, but you didn't prove it.
I did. I showed you
No,
that the probability of our universe existing randomly is impossible.
why?
Well, it's not impossible. It's highly improbable. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, but again, you have to prove that that was the purpose. Then you can
Actually,
say,
it is
"Hey,
impossible.
look,
Without the cosmological constants
okay,
existing the way that it does, the universe is
no
impossible to
problem, no
exist.
problem. Still, it doesn't suggest that that was the purpose. Okay, it just
Yeah,
says
what's
that
more, so
this
it
universe
does.
wouldn't be existing
It
like
does.
this, and if that was not the purpose, then you can't say that it was a
What's the
result of
perfect
tuning.
example? If you think everything came about through randomness, that's just absurd.
No, I didn't say that. I don't know how things exist, but the problem is you're
Well, I do.
suggesting.
I do.
The problem is you're suggesting that this is the case
Yes.
because that was the purpose. If you don't know that was the purpose, you can't say that it was
No, there is.
tuned.
I never said there wasn't a purpose. I said that there is a purpose. I said I
You don't
believe
know that.
we're in a simulation, and the
Uh,
purpose of the simulation, right,
you didn't
is to
prove that,
show history.
but you didn't prove that. Okay, that was your job
I
to
did.
prove
I
that.
proved that our universe
No,
was created by demonstrating the probability of the cosmological constants.
that doesn't prove. Like that
It
doesn't
does.
prove.
Yes, it does.
No, it only
It does.
means that this universe exists
It
the
shows that
way
there's
that.
a intelligent
Okay,
creator. It
no,
does.
you're not on a speaker. Oh, and while we're wasting the mic, Quintario, it was your turn technically, but you were late. He jumped before you entered. You have the mic. But yeah, that's the problem. He doesn't want to listen and understand. He thinks that universe is existing like this because that was the purpose. Okay. And I don't have any problem like when he says if the numbers were different, we wouldn't be seeing this universe the way that it is. Yeah, true. So what? That doesn't mean the universe looks like right now in this way because that was intended. No. If the numbers were different, we like there would be something else. Okay, just change a little bit change, there would be something. Just change a little bit more, there would be something else. Change again, there would be something else. Okay, and all of them are unique. Okay, every time you change something you will find something unique. Okay, and you can't say that all those versions of existence intended. You can't say that. Okay, you just look at this one, you think this is special for you because you exist in it. Okay, that's why it's valuable for you because it makes sense to you. You're in a universe. Okay, you exist somehow, and you think that this is no chance. I don't know, maybe it's chance, maybe not, but you can't say that it's a result of an intentional creation. You can't say that. If numbers were different, there would be something else. That's all. And all of them are unique in a way. Okay, Quintario, I'm still waiting, man. Like there's the mic button on the top. That's how you unmute yourself. Quintario, 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 Quintario. I don't know how the pronunciation works right now. Okay. Yeah, atoms wouldn't even function. That doesn't mean someone intend to, you know, function the atoms. Okay, like they function. That's the result. That doesn't mean that was the purpose. Okay, to be able to understand that something was tuned, you have to find who was tuning. Okay, you cannot reach there was a tuner because this is the only universe that we're looking at. We don't have other examples where other gods are or simulators are creating universes. Okay, if we were able to observe them, then we could say, oh, okay, yeah, most likely our universe is the same. Look, because it shows similar properties, then you could reach the conclusion that, yeah, this was also created in a similar method. But since you don't have the examples, that's why you cannot claim those things. You didn't prove that, you just claimed that. Yeah, again, James, no one says that that was the purpose, okay? Yeah, our universe wouldn't exist in this way. No problem. No problem. Again, because you didn't prove that was the purpose. Just because it exists, that doesn't mean it was the purpose. In a way, okay. So simulators exist in a way. Think like this, okay? Go one level deeper, okay? Simulators exist in a way if whatever their constants were different, okay? They wouldn't exist the way that they exist, okay? That doesn't mean that have been tuned also. If you go like this and if you look at this like this, every time you go one step deeper, then you should find another simulator, another simulator, another simulator. Okay, we have lost Kentavio. I think he's not even typing. I don't know what to do with that. But anyway, what is this? Um. Okay, Jack. Let me give you the mic, and let's see how brave you are. Oh, why the hell you're trying to trigger other people, Jack? What's your purpose, man?
I haven't said anything. What's your problem?
You say you have the mic and scared to talk
I
to
never said
one of my
anything.
friends. You never said anything?
No.
Okay. Do you want me to show it?
Yeah, show everybody.
Okay. Then why are you wasting my time? If you said it, just say, yeah, I said it. Yeah, what's your purpose, man?
Any believers? What do we got?
We are waiting for the believers.
We're waiting. We got a room full of people.
Oh, we can find some believers. Okay. He doesn't have the gods to answer.
Answer. Who's not answering you?
Jack. Anyway, that was the last day. Bye bye. Take care, Jack. Thanks for being here so far. But I don't want to thank you for every time that you irritated me and other people in my room. But anyway, take care. Anyway. Okay. You guys, Rocky, you want to talk to him?
I just want the
calculation that he did to arrive at the probability of universe existing the way it does. Like, how did he
Okay,
calculate that?
I'll give you the scene to you guys. Okay, here's this mic, and mic is yours, Lucky.
Okay, great. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you're asking how do theoretical physicists come to the conclusion that the cosmological constants exist 10 to the 200th power? That's what you're asking me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, quantum field theory. You do
Give
know
me
that
the
in
calculation.
science,
Give me the paper calculation,
yeah,
whatever you have.
yeah, quantum field theory. You want to try
I
googling
don't
that?
need words. I don't need words. I need evidence. Give me
Yeah,
the paper.
that's the model, genius, quantum field
Give me
theory.
the paper. Give me the research paper
Yeah,
you
sure.
took.
It has mathematical equations, and you can make predictions off of these equations.
Yes.
Yeah. Did
Give
you not know
me
that?
the paper with jokes about that. Give me the
Yeah,
exact
I
paper
did.
you're
It's
talking
called
about.
quantum field theory, buddy. I already told you. Like
Okay.
I told you, try Googling it, homeboy.
The thing is, when you calculate probability, you have to assume each and every number is equally probable. When you talk about universe, you cannot assume each and every number is equally probable. You cannot assume normal distribution, right? When you calculate through normal distribution, you cannot assume that.
Yeah, we can run simulations based off the cosmological constants, right?
I don't care. Give me the calculation. How did you
Oh, I
arrive at the
don't
number?
care.
Your
That's your
number
response.
is
That's your
wrong.
response.
The number is wrong. The premise of your whole argument, the
Genius.
number is wrong.
I'm sorry. Is your response I don't care?
Your number is wrong. Give me the evidence that is the
Yeah,
right
well,
number.
okay,
The
you just
premise
made
is
a
wrong.
claim. Can you provide evidence for your claim?
I am saying the number
Yeah,
is wrong. You can prove it's not wrong.
yeah, the
My
number's
my
wrong.
You
What's
argument
your
have
ar-
to
what's
show
your
the
what's your
evidence.
argument for that? I'm sorry. What's your
my
argument for that
argument my
the number's
argument
wrong?
is yeah, my argument is the number assumes that each and every constant is equally probable. How do you know that?
Yeah, what's your argument for that?
That is my argument. Simple. How do you know that?
Yeah, can you extrapolate on your argument?
I'm questioning your premise. I'm not giving your argument.
How do you
Can
come
you
to
can
that
you clarify your
conclusion?
premise?
No, you
I'm
made
not
a
even giving
claim.
you a conclusion.
You made a claim. You said that the cosmological constants, the number, the probability of it being 10 to the 200th power, you're saying that's wrong, correct?
No, I'm saying it's based on the premise that all are equally probable. How do you know that all are equally probable? I'm just questioning your premise. How do you know that?
Yeah, quantum field theory. I already told you that.
Again, tell me how do you know that? Don't give me words. Don't. I'm not interested in. Can you tell me
You
how do you know
asked
they're
me
all
for a
equally probable?
citation. I gave you one.
How do you know all of them are equally probable? Simple.
I guess through calculations, right? That's what
Yeah,
they
right.
No.
figure.
Yeah, theoretical physicists, right. Yeah, that's right. They
See,
can actually
even
they
the
can predict things.
calculations. No, they
Rocky,
cannot.
Rocky, it's going to be a work in progress, no matter how you look at it. But
Physicists have a limit. Physicists have a limit. They're crossing their limit when they're calculating such kind of things. It's beyond their scope.
don't say what's
What's your
beyond
argument for
anybody's
that?
scope. You're not a physicist. You don't know what's beyond anybody's
Yeah, he
scope.
doesn't even know how he doesn't even
Let, let,
know how they come to this number. He doesn't even
let,
know.
let's see what AI says.
Rock, you got to take it
You-
easy with that. You don't know what's beyond anybody's scope in the world of the physicists. You don't
Yeah,
know.
how does the wave function collapse, Rocky? Can you tell me?
Yeah, you
Wait.
don't need to start quizzing them. We're not physicists. I don't think you are either, are you, JG? I don't know.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But
Okay, neither
I
am
know how it
I.
operates. I know how it
Yeah.
operates, and I can explain it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
So your second point was that the probability of God creating is higher. So how do you calculate that probability?
well, it's
Yeah,
math.
do you know? Yeah, so
So
right. So the
it's magic.
cosmological constants, the way that it exists, right? It's 10 to the 200th power. So if you have a dial, right? You have a dial, right? You can dial it 10 to the 200th power. Now, the probability of you landing that dial, how the cosmological constants exist, that's the probability of you hitting that specific spot that
No, I
allows
want the
our universe
probability
to
that if a
exist
God
in its
exists, He
current
wants to
state.
create a universe. I want the probability that if a God exists, He wants to create a universe. So you have to give me that probability to compare it with the probability of the constants.
Yeah,
Your
you want the
your attributes of your God is what causes the problem. We never have any evidence for anything
I believe in
supernatural.
simulation theory. I don't believe in religion.
We don't buy supernatural just because somebody says here's the supernatural. We have no evidence for it. That's
Well,
where the
well,
problem
yeah.
arises.
Yeah,
Rocky.
first all you have to prove that our universe is tuned to in order for the universe to exist, which I've already done using the cosmological constants.
We're stuck with
See, you're
natural. We're stuck with natural explanations because that's all we've ever known, all we've ever seen evidence for. Natural explanations. You have no evidence for supernatural. That's the problem, Rock.
see. My problem is simple. That he's
Wow.
saying, okay, if the constant changes, universe would not be in the same state it is, and
Now,
then he
you
say, oh,
guys
there
are going to start talking physicist type stuff.
no, no,
You know,
no,
you,
no. So he's saying there has to be a simulator, and then he would, fine tune. So give me the probability that if there was a simulator, he would
again,
fine tune such a universe.
you
Give
both
me
are
that
in a
probability.
realm.
How
You
do you know
both
that
are
is more
in a
probable?
realm. You don't need to be in
Yeah,
that realm.
are you familiar with
Give
Nick
me the
Let him
Bostrom's?
talk.
mathematics. Give me the
Let him
mathematics.
Yeah,
How is that more
yeah,
probable?
actually, yeah, it's actually, yeah, sure. Are you familiar with Nick Bostrom's work?
No, I don't have to. Who is
Know
that?
the name.
Yeah, so Nick Bostrom is a philosopher, right? And so we've calculated the probability that if, say, as us as a civilization gets to the point where we can create virtual realities indistinguishable from reality, yeah, there would actually be more simulated humans than actual humans. And so the probability of us, right, being in a simulation
Give
is
me the
extremely
number. Give me the
the
number.
probability of, well, there's different
Give me
numbers, right?
the
So
number.
some
Give
would
me
say
the
it's like,
number.
well, I'm trying to, but you keep interrupting me. Now, some would say that it's 1 in a billion chance, and then there's another one that says it's actually 50-50.
So you don't have a number, and you're saying it's more
I
probable.
do. You
Okay.
want the paper? You want the paper to show it to you?
I
I
want the
could show you this.
calculation. Can you give?
Do
Can
you
you show
want
me
the
the calculation?
study?
Yeah. Let's see the paper. Yeah. Let's
Okay,
see the
sure. I
paper.
can give you a
See the
study. Let
calculation.
me find it. Let me find it. 1 second.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And I'm talking about the simulators of this universe. Don't give me human accounts. We don't know what human do. We want I want probability that this
Yeah,
universe was
that's what
created
I'm
by a
giving you.
simulation.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just calm down. Let me
Yeah.
find it.
Let's see.
Hey, Rocky.
Yes.
I smoke cigarettes. When I'm done, I take the what's left and I just throw it on the ground, and it stood up on its filter end. What are the chances of that happening?
Chances of what?
You throw the rest of your cigarette away. You're done with it. You throw it on the ground, but it stands up on its filter, standing straight
Uh,
up. What are the chances?
I,
I've done that twice in my life, at least.
yeah, I mean, improbable things happen too, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's probably a zillion probabilities that could have happened
Okay,
with.
cool. I found it. It's Kipping. It's Kipping in 2020. He did a Bayesian approach to the simulation argument. It's published through MDPI. Here, I'll give you the link. Hold on.
Yeah, let's see.
Let me make sure this is the right link. Let me click on it real quick. Because there's two studies I've looked at. One, Nick Bostrom did, and then Kipping did a study on it himself and did the probability. So yeah, 1 second. Whenever I
By the
clicked
way,
this link, it took me somewhere I didn't want to go.
if
So
you understand mathematics, you will understand what AI is saying, how your number is so based on assumptions that are not even justified.
there, I typed it in the chat.
Yeah, and you can read what AI says, how your number of the probability is based on assumptions that cannot be justified.
Yeah, just
So
go
you can
read
read
the
that.
study, homeboy.
Yeah, you can read that first.
Why would I listen to AI? AI is useless. Are you kidding?
Wow.
AI is the most overhyped garbage on the planet. It's literally just hyped up for investment money.
See,
Well,
don't target the source. Target the argument. Look at the argument first.
What? Yeah. Yeah, your argument's coming from AI. Is that what you're saying?
Look
you want
at
to
the
get a
argument.
you want to get a reputable source for your argument.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't use AI. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
No, look at
he's not he's saying
source
You
doesn't
can't
matter.
even teach
Argument
AI
matters.
how to play poker. I tried to teach
Bro,
AI how to play poker. He couldn't even understand.
what
AI
does
is
it mean? What do you mean
useless.
what do you mean when you say the constant is 2 to the power of 100? What do you mean actually when you say that?
What do I mean when it's 10 to the 200th power?
Yeah, I mean, do you mean like the probability of it being one or not the other? Or what exactly do you mean when you say the constant is
Yeah.
1?
Yeah. The probability of it existing as it currently does is 10 to the 200th power.
That
But
number
there's
is
a problem,
computed.
it's
Meaning
possible that
you can move it around, right? You can make it less, you can make it more. But if you do that, our universe wouldn't exist, because if it's less, the universe would collapse on itself. If it was more,
you
the
know
universe would expand and galaxies wouldn't form. We've actually run simulations tuning the cosmological constants in different ways, and if you move it a little bit, it gives different outcomes. Now, you have simulations that show this, and you also have analytical models that show this based off of like the equations of the cosmological constants.
but there's very strong indicators, recent experiments and observations that show that it actually changed in time in the evolution history of the universe. Like it's not even a constant; it's just a variable. The energy density of the vacuum changes with time, and this corresponds to the cosmological constant. So it might just be a field in space-time, not a constant overall. So when you just use those things, it's better to just assume that there's something we don't know. You don't have to assume fine tuning. Physics does not work well with fine tuning. If something is fine tuned, that's not good physics. There's better physics, right? So it's very possible that maybe a modified gravity theory, maybe like as you said, like they found out that it actually might be.
Give me a source that says the cosmological constants changes.
Wait a second.
Yeah, because you do know why it's called the fucking constants, right?
you know, scientific expressions end up becoming paradoxical, right? Superposition. What does that mean? Oh, there's
Yeah.
no
Do you know
position.
what
There's no
superposition
position.
is?
There's no
You know what it
position at
is?
all. What?
Well, it's a probability to be in any state. You know quantum entanglement, right? That's actually how you conserve CPU power, because rather than sending information across vast space, because everything is entangled, you don't have to send information that way, which would cut down on CPU power.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Is there any information lost concerning black holes? Because information is not supposed to be able to be lost.
That's a good question.
Here's the article, bro. In Nature,
Yeah, I would say technically, if simulation theory is true, your information will always persist, and you could perhaps be brought back in some capacity.
I have a James. I read your paper. The first assumption that your modeler, whoever he is, he gave 50% probability that advanced civilization make a simulation, and 50% that they did not. How did he arrive at this probability? Why did he assume that it's 50-50?
Yeah, well, if you read the paper, you would know that, wouldn't you?
No, he did not clarify.
we checked the source.
Did you not read the paper? Don't you know? If you shared the paper, I hope you must have read it before.
I've read the much research about inconstant conjunction concept, but this one specifically is not really checked by me. But I checked many other papers on archive. Like it's a really hot topic right now that it might be changing. Oh, is it still noisy?
Yeah, he came up with the probability based off of Nick Bostrom's work. If you read Nick Bostrom's
Yes,
work,
the Nick
you would
Bostrom's
know.
work is based on the simple
Yeah.
fact that they're 50-50. How does he know it's
What?
50-50?
Okay, so yeah, sure. So, what does Nick Bostrom say about civilizations building simulations? What does he say about that?
My simple problem is, how does he know it's 50-50? Simple.
Yeah, so if you read Nick Bostrom's work, you would know how he came to the conclusion of 50-50, wouldn't you?
It's not a conclusion, it's the premise. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well then you would know why he's using that premise.
You don't even know if it's a premise. Read your own thing first.
I do, yeah. So what are the what's Nick Bostrom say about civilizations building simulations?
That is not my question. My question is, how
If
does
you
he
knew
assume
the
that?
answer to this question, you would know how it's 50-50.
First, answer my question simply.
I'm just gonna need you to read a little bit more, that's all.
So you don't have an answer.
I do, but I think if you read it yourself, it would help you a lot more.
You don't have an answer.
It's literally okay. So Nick Bostrom has 3 premises, right? Well, I'm sorry, he has 2 premises and a conclusion. So if there's 2 premises, that would be 50-50, right?
How do you know one is more likely?
Oh my
50-50.
God!
How do you know
Please
that?
just go
How do you
read
know?
Nick
How do you
Bostrom's
know?
work, my guy.
His
This is
whole work is based on
embarrassing.
the premise. His whole work is
Oh,
based on the premise that they're
listen,
both
listen,
equally
listen.
likely. How does he know that?
Oh my goodness. So you understand that, right? It's either the case that civilizations can create simulations indistinguishable from reality or not.
How do you know it's 50-50? Maybe it's more
Wait,
likely.
Oh my goodness. Is
so
this like going
I
over
can
your
go
head or what's
home.
going on here?
I can go home. No, I think he's right. I can go home and either find $1 million under my bed or not. Is it 50-50?
Right, yeah.
No. Maybe it's more likely that they wouldn't create than it is that they would. How do you know it's 50-50?
It's not. I said,
Not.
like, when you can either find $1 million under the bed or not. Is it 50-50?
No.
We're not talking about finding something.
It's the same logic. Two
Yeah, I mean,
premises, but one of them
yeah,
is more
it's
likely.
the same. So it's not 50-50 anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, not 50-50. Yeah.
If the probability is different, it doesn't have to be. Right? Probability
Yeah,
doesn't have to be different.
that doesn't have to be.
It might be 50-50, right?
It might be. You have to get extra knowledge, extra information to know which is more likely.
Yeah.
Like the coin, you say it's 50-50 because it's symmetric. Like there's nothing. It's fair. Like, there's no side
Yeah,
giving more weight than the other.
Yeah, so it's either the case that civilizations go extinct before they create simulations, right? Or it's the case that so ancient or advanced civilizations do not create a significant number of simulations.
I don't know why anybody would create a simulation. What's the motivation there?
Yeah, we create simulations all the time
No.
as humans.
No.
You ever heard of a video game?
And I think that's a composition division
People
fallacy.
make billions of dollars off video games.
Yeah, I get it. That has nothing to do with the scope of
Because
what
it's
I'm
business.
saying.
They make profit out.
That's nothing to do with the scope of what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
this would
It's
if we're in
apples
a
and oranges.
simulation, this would be the best reality show of all time.
Yeah, but
First, prove it's
I don't
50-50,
see,
then
I
prove
don't understand anybody's motivation. Any
You ever heard of the History Channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if advanced civilizations could run simulations based off of their history, they would probably do that.
For their own entertainment or whatever, but to
Or
actually
to represent their history, yeah.
to infuse a simulation with qualia and sensory pain, I don't really see an advanced, you know,
I mean, shit.
anything doing
Yeah,
that.
this could be just an advanced video game.
You know, I don't see it. I don't see it. If you're going to get that far in intelligence, you have to have overcome your stupidity. It's as
Yeah,
simple as that.
what's stupid about building simulations?
What's stupid about causing pain?
No, building simulations. What's stupid
Well,
about that?
but you're talking about like if this was a simulation, our experience. There's a lot of pain going on. Who would make that?
Maybe the
That's
one who made
true.
it doesn't care about our pain, right? Maybe
Yeah,
he doesn't care,
they
just
want
wants
it to
to have
seem
fun.
realistic, right?
Thank you. I'm not buying it. No, nothing intelligent is going to create what you see around you.
Yeah, that's just a claim, right? You don't have an argument for that.
Just as much as yours.
No, I actually have evidence for
Tell us
mine.
how is it 50-50? You didn't tell us yet.
Yeah, I already told you. I said it's either the case that that we go extinct before we create simulations, or we don't.
No, it could be more
So
likely that we
you're
create
assuming
simulations
that
than others.
simulations will be made. That's what you're doing.
We're already making simulations currently.
No. You're talking about a universe simulation, not a fucking game. You're talking about
Yeah,
creating
so
a
I
universe.
actually think that humans will be able to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality. We just need a little bit more time. And
What
once
is the
we
name?
In what
and,
scope? What scope are you
and
talking about?
if we ever achieve that,
What scope are you talking about? What scope?
On what scope? Yeah, it could even if we could simulate a room that's indistinguishable from our reality, that would
We are going to do that. We are
But
going to do that.
Oh,
but
right.
why
So if
why
that's
would
the
we?
case,
You're gonna
Why do you all like that? Is it just for
if that's the
entertainment?
case,
Yeah.
what do you think the probability is that we're the first to achieve that, and that someone else hasn't just achieved that, and we're just a byproduct of them achieving that?
No.
You
So
have to first prove it's
we're
possible.
gonna end up creating a virtual reality experience in the future.
Then that
That's
means you're just agreeing with me. You're just agreeing with me now.
relax. That's been my theory for a while now. That complete satisfaction for everyone on the planet can only be achieved through virtual experience. That's to the extent to which I talk about it. Nothing about creating a universe. So that because in the physical world you cannot have an egalitarian society, and nobody's given up their wealth. This is dog eat dog, and it will stay that way. The only thing that will change that is technology and the wisdom in using it, as opposed to weaponizing it. That's it in a nutshell.
But
Yeah,
I want
they're
to comment on the probability, bro. Like you say it's 50-50 probability, but you have to prove it's actually possible in the first place. When you say like you either go extinct without building a simulation, or it's like saying we either go extinct without exceeding the speed of light, or we go extinct without, right? But the probability is always going to be we're never going to exceed it, right? Because it's impossible.
Dichotomy. He's just proving it's a dichotomy.
I'm
Being a
sorry.
dichotomy
I'm
doesn't mean it's
sorry.
50-50.
I'm sorry.
means
Can you
it's
show me the
dichotomy.
contradiction? Can you show me the contradiction in the statement? It's possible humans can create virtual realities
It's
indistinguishable
something you have to
from
prove.
reality.
It's
Where's
something
the
you have to prove it's
contradiction?
possible.
Where's the contradiction entailed there?
Not contradiction. You have to prove a statement. It's a
Oh,
statement
well,
that's
then
not
that means
provable
it's
nor
logically
improvable.
that means it's logically possible, correct?
Yeah, but it's also possible that
Okay,
I am a
good.
banana sleeping. I'm a banana sleeping, or I'm a banana. So you mean
you're not a banana.
you have to prove. Maybe I'm in another universe, a banana, and then I slept, and then I'm right here thinking that I'm a human being. Okay, so many things can be said, but they have to be proven, right? The ideas, ideas are consistent. Ideas are everywhere, but you have to prove it, or else you're going to just have an idea floating.
In order to disprove a worldview, you need to point out a contradiction.
No, it's a statement that's not proven. I don't have to prove it. It's your onus. The onus is on you.
Proposition, right? If there's no negation to the proposition, right, then there's no problem.
Yeah, there's no. the proposition is not important if it's not really carrying any weight. I tell you right now, there's a cup behind Mars. It's floating. But I don't prove anything. Can you disprove me? There's no cup floating right now next to Mars. You see, when you make a statement, you have to at least be able to.
That's you just committed a logical fallacy. You committed an argument from ignorance. Yeah, you committed an argument from ignorance.
I'm just making a statement here. I'm comparing it with your own statement.
You committed a logical fallacy with your statement.
Yeah, can you name the fallacy? Could you name the fallacy?
I already did. You gave an argument from ignorance.
No, it's not argument for ignorance. I'm telling you, it's not possible. It's not possible to give any weight to the statement, whether positive or negative weight, right?
Yeah,
because something that's superfluous.
You said show there's no X. When you say show there's no X, that's an argument from ignorance.
No, I said my statement is there is a cup floating next to Mars. It looks exactly like our cup. So this is just a statement. I'm telling you, I can neither prove nor disprove it. It's a superfluous statement. It does not serve any purpose. So when you say you either go extinct without creating a simulation, or that it's possible to create a simulation, that's your onus. It's on you to prove it. If you do not prove it, if you just say it without any proof or any weight, it does not carry any weight. It's just like saying there is a cup floating next to Mars. That's the argument.
Yeah, that's an appeal to ignorance.
Okay.
No, I did not say it's wrong. I did not disprove it. I did not say it's wrong because I do not know.
You said there's a cup behind Mars, right?
I said this is a statement.
You said prove it doesn't exist. That's what you said, right?
I said I can neither prove nor disprove.
That's another fallacy.
No, that's a straw man. You're making a straw man. I'm not making a appeal to ignorance. I'm telling you, it's a superfluous statement.
Yeah, can you type your question in the chat?
What question? I'm telling you.
The question you asked me, you said, or the statement you made, you said, there's a cup behind Mars. Prove it doesn't exist. Just type it in the chat. Type your statement in the chat.
I did not say proof. I did not say proof doesn't exist. I said, quote, there's a cup behind Mars, unquote. I did not say proof it doesn't exist. I said you can never prove
that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a statement. I'm telling you why this statement is meaningless.
Oh, you said I could never prove that, right? Is what you said?
No, I said it's a superfluous statement because nor can I prove nor disprove it.
Wait, can you just type your statement in the chat, please? Can you type your statement?
You guys are making too big a deal out of nothing. You don't need to start.
No, if he wants to openly commit a logical fallacy, that would be great. I would love for
him
to type it in the chat.
All right, very well. There is a cup behind Mars.
Right. Yeah, okay, what did you say after that? What did you say after that?
He did not say anything.
That it's not there.
Oh no, he definitely said something after that. That's
what are you talking about, man? Did you guys understand my statement so you can explain it to them? Because I'm like,
oh no, what did you say after? What did you say after Mars? What did you say?
I will write it right now.
You cannot prove that it's not there.
Can I clarify what
he's assuming it will always be behind Mars. You'll never see it, nor will you see that it's not there. You won't get any of those views. It's behind Mars. And so you cannot prove that it's not there. That's what he's trying to say.
He's comparing it to simulation. So when he's saying, simulation is possible, and you're giving 50% chance, does that mean there is 50% chance that there is a
Oh yeah, so that's a burden of proof fallacy. Yeah.
Okay.
No. It's your problem. How could you assume it's 50%?
That's your burden of proof fallacy. That's what it is.
You have to prove it's 50%. How could you assume that? Dichotomy doesn't mean it's 50%.
No, the guy asked me how do you come to the conclusion that it's 50%, right? And I told you it's based off of Nick Bostrom's theory.
The whole theory is based on the premise.
And if you read Nick Bostrom's theory, you would know why it's 50%.
The whole theory is based on the premise that it's 50%. He doesn't clarify why is it 50%.
I know. I actually clarified it for you already.
I think that isn't that Bayesian stuff a little bit suspect as far as actual validity. It's just a numbers game of really no import. You can take anything and start calculating Bayesian numbers concerning it. What's the fact that you think creating a simulation is an issue is already an assumption you have to prove. What makes you think that somebody would even create a simulation on the scope of a universe or even just planet Earth?
And then it's 50% as well. That's a big assumption.
Yeah, so it's either the case we go extinct or we don't, right?
It's a dichotomy. Doesn't mean it's 50%.
Yeah, you could
How
say
do you
that.
give the
We
number?
Oh,
we're
right.
either
Would
going to
that
go
be a
extinct or we
50%
don't.
chance? Oh, right.
Dichotomy doesn't mean it's 50%.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
For example, it's possible there is life on Mars. It doesn't
What's
mean there are
what's the
50% chances of having life on Mars, right?
Oh, by the way, your little argument about the cup being behind Mars, it's still an appeal to ignorance as well. It's like you committed two fallacies by saying
It's
You
that.
not.
know,
It's not. It's not.
you have to
It's a burden.
explain
Yeah,
yourself.
you're assuming the cup is behind Mars, right? And asking me to prove
You're
it.
not comprehending our argument. The argument
I
is
just wanted to
simple.
point out the
If you're
fallacy you
okay,
committed.
just listen. If you're saying it's
Boy.
possible that there is simulation, it's and maybe there is not. Maybe the civilization doesn't create it. Maybe it creates it. It's 50-50, you're saying. In the same way, if we say it's possible there is a cup behind the Mars, okay, leave cup.
There's
It's
no
possible there is
fallacy
life.
being committed in my statement like yours.
Just listen. It's possible that there's life on Mars. And maybe there is not. 50-50. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're
By your
getting it.
logic, you can prove the chances of life on Mars is 50%. By your logic, and it's not. We have no evidence it's 50%.
Yeah, what's your argument for that?
The argument is
That
simple. How do you assume?
a dichotomy doesn't always produce a 50-50 chance.
It does if you structure it correctly.
Well, if you whatever that means, yeah. If you structure, in other words, all of the
Yeah.
pertinent details concerning each one.
It's
have
like
to be
flipping a coin,
considered.
right?
No, it's not. That's
It's not. It's either the case or it's not.
That's a level playing field by definition. One side and the other side. Period. It's by definition, it's a level playing field.
Because it's
But,
symmetric. The
But
equation is symmetric.
life
Exactly.
on Mars is not a level playing field.
Yeah, there's probably that's probably a bad example because there's a lot of factors that go into producing life.
Right.
Yeah, so that's just a bad example.
Well,
Simulation is a bad
There are
example. There are a
no
lot of
factors.
A lot of factors.
well,
Simulation is a
we're
very bad
throwing
example.
out
Well,
your
it's either the case we go extinct or we don't.
It's
Well,
not
that's
50-50.
true. You can say that, but
Right.
where
And
are you
that's
going
how
to
you
take
get to
that?
that's how you get to the 50% probability.
Of
No,
what?
no,
Of
no,
what?
no.
Of what?
Okay, so it's very simple to understand. If we don't go extinct, right?
Yeah.
It's more than likely that we are going to be able to create simulations indistinguishable from reality.
How do you arrive at that?
That's a big statement, and I
Yeah,
don't
where's
know
the
where the support
where's the
is.
contradiction entail in that statement?
Where is the support for that statement?
Yeah, because there's no contradiction entailed, which means it's logically possible.
Yeah, okay, but does it mean it's likely or even on the table just because it's
Yeah,
possible?
that's correct.
Right. It doesn't mean it's on the
You
table.
actually agreed. You already agreed with me. You said that you do think we're going to do that.
No, I didn't. I never said that. I said
Oh,
intelligence will not make a simulation and infuse it with qualia and pain reception. They won't. They would never do that. You cannot
so
become that
yeah.
intelligent
So
and
you
not.
don't think
And
you
wait a
don't
minute. Let me
think
just finish. Let me just finish. You can't. For me, my perspective is you cannot get that intelligent and still make horrible mistakes like creating pain. They don't. One doesn't allow the other to progress. That's why we're in the middle of a struggle now. We continue to weaponize technology instead of benefiting from it. But you're never going to succeed until you stop weaponizing and start purely benefiting. And creating a world like this, I can't call it something beneficial. There's pain here. There's misery. There's a biological a jailhouse that you're imprisoned by. This is not something.
what if the
Something
pain is only temporary?
I don't care. Something intelligent would not create this because they would never be that intelligent in the first place.
That's
They
just
would
a
And it's
never be
not
claim.
able to make it.
50-50. And it's
They
That's
not
a
would
50-50.
baseless
never be able to
claim.
make it.
That's a baseless claim you're making.
That's fine. So's yours. And mine's more
No, it
likely.
isn't.
And mine's more likely.
Yeah, what's your argument for that?
All right. My argument is what I just said. Mine's more likely. But you think yours is, and you have no argument. other than it's a
I do.
dichotomy.
Well,
Well, I
you
do.
know,
I
I
do
don't
have
really
an
have an
argument.
argument. You don't really have an argument. You say if we live forever, can we ever get more than the speed of light? Like, can we ever exceed the speed of light?
You
If
guys
we
I
if we
can't
live
hear you.
forever,
Your connection's bad. I
if
can't
we live
understand you.
forever, right? We said we either live forever or we're extinct, right? So you're saying anything can be possible, 50-50 chance, just because we can either have this or that, right? So I'm telling you, can we?
Yeah, I
Is
can't
it still
understand you.
50-50? All right.
You sound like a robot, like your connection's bad or
He's
something.
saying if we live forever, is it possible that we would cross the speed of light, according to your
No,
argument?
I don't think you can. I think the speed of light is the cap on computational power. I don't think you can exceed that.
But again, the
Okey-dokey.
problem is 50-50 is not justified. You cannot justify that.
Yeah, I already explained why it's 50-50,
You
or
said
did
no,
you
it's
already
coin. No,
forget?
coin is symmetrical. Coin is different. We are talking about simulation, which is dependent on a lot of factors. How do you take into account all the factors, and how did you arrive at 50%?
Yeah, because it's either the
Right.
case we go extinct or we don't.
Dichotomy doesn't mean it's 50. How stupid you could be. Sorry.
Right. But that doesn't
Yeah,
require that we
refute
make
what
a
I said. Go ahead.
simulation. Just because we don't go extinct, that doesn't mean we're going to create a simulation.
Yeah, just look at
Just
advancements of technology.
you'll have the
Yeah, so
capability of doing that and a
you're gonna sit
million
here
other
and
things.
say you're gonna sit here and say that you think that it's impossible for us to create a simulation indistinguishable from reality. That's your argument?
Oh, you're pathetic. When did I say that? What's the matter with you?
I'm asking, do you agree or do you disagree with
Well,
what I
how
just
do you
said?
even make a statement like that? What's the
Can you
matter
just
with
give me
you?
an answer, please?
The answer is that technology will produce a million possibilities.
Yeah, it's gonna create a million simulations. That's correct.
You keep sucking on
He's arguing with a
a
bad faith. He's not
simulation
in
like
In
reality.
that's all
fact,
you
in fact,
know.
I think
It's
we're gonna
just,
create billions, to be honest. Not even
that's
millions,
fine.
billions.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, do you disagree with that?
I think you're nuts.
Yeah, do
So
you agree?
I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, cognitive dissonance is amazing to
No, it's
witness in
not
real
cognitive
time.
dissonance. You're rambling over
Oh,
nothing.
I'm the rambling one. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, quite.
I've only asked a question. Someone else is rambling.
I don't really care what you're asking anymore.
Oh, now you don't care. Cool.
No, I don't. I don't think you know what the hell you're
Notice you
doing.
can't give me a simple answer, right?
I gave you all of the answers I had.
Okay, do you agree or do you disagree with my statement?
That there's going to be a simulation if we don't go extinct?
Yeah, so here's the statement, okay?
Is that your statement?
Here, I'm just going to make the statement for you really quick and just tell me
I
if you
made your
agree or
statement.
disagree.
Correct me. Is that your statement? Yes or no?
No, this is the statement.
That's not your statement.
Given enough time, humans will be able to create virtual realities indistinguishable from
Right.
reality. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Yes, you idiot. Yes.
Oh, so you agree with me. Okay, great.
Yeah. Any idiot knows that. What else you got?
Oh, so you do understand that if we do achieve that, right?
There is no way to know that.
Go ahead, continue that.
Yeah,
If we do achieve that, then
so what do you think the odds are that someone else already did it before us and that we're just a byproduct
So
of them
again,
achieving
do
it
you
first?
even know what you're talking about? So you're talking
I'm
about
sorry, can you answer my question?
I want to get the scope of what you're talking about. You sound retarded. Are you
I bet you
talking
can't
about
even.
Are you talking about a simulation of the universe?
Yeah,
Yes or
no.
no?
What was my question? I bet you don't even remember.
Are you talking about a simulation of the entire universe?
I
Yes or
just asked you
no?
a question.
You can't answer that, can you?
Yeah, well, you're responding
I'm
to my
trying to
question with the
understand
question.
I'm trying to understand what type of simulation
You're
you're talking about.
you're committing a tu quoque
I'm
fallacy.
asking you what type of simulation you're talking. I'm asking for clarification. What type of simulation are you talking about? How big? Give me the description of the simulation.
Yeah, so it doesn't. How big it is actually irrelevant. I don't think you understand that, though.
Give me a fucking description, you idiot.
Yeah, I already did. I told you the
All right,
simulation is in
all
this.
right, you already did. Now
I
just
I
go
did.
away.
I
I'll
told
try.
you.
Go away.
I'll try to
I
frame your question, okay? I'll try to frame your question, okay? You said if there's infinite time for humanity to live, the probability of every possible thing is going to be one at the end, right? So we're going to have to make every possible thing come to reality. Is that your argument?
No. This is the question that's on the table currently. I said if humans ever create a simulation that's indistinguishable from reality, what do you think the odds are that someone else hasn't achieved it before us and that we're just a byproduct of their work?
So you're just blurring scales of simulation from something minor that you could create in a room, like you said earlier, or an entire universe. Make up your mind what scale you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so the scale is irrelevant.
Okay, so you're irrelevant along with it. Thank you.
Yeah, so
If
what do you
think
think the
that's
probability
irrelevant, if you think that's irrelevant, you have become irrelevant.
is? Yeah, if we ever achieve, I don't think you're understanding the simplicity of my argument.
Yeah.
It's very
First prove
simple.
50-50.
Elegance of
First
the
prove
argument.
50-50. You didn't prove that.
As soon as you say where we might be the byproduct, you're talking about a universal simulation that, in which we're
I
included.
understand that you think that simulating a universe is difficult. I understand what you're saying, right? But you do understand that
No,
if
I'm
we're
not
able,
worried about the difficulty. I'm worried about, I already told you, I'm worried about the likelihood of anything that intelligent creating
I
something
think,
where
I'm
there's
not,
so much pain. That's all I
yeah.
really said.
Oh, right. Yeah, the pain
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, remember?
Yeah. And then I asked you, what if the pain is temporary? What was your response to that?
That's a horrible fucking question.
Yeah.
It's a
Why is that
horrible question.
horrible? Why? Wait, this is going to be really hilarious. Why is pain bad?
Because
Listen,
if it's
listen, you see,
unnecessary
this is how
pain,
sick this guy is. This guy is
unnecessary
Oh,
pain,
yeah.
even if
I
finite,
would love to hear an argument why pain is bad. Go ahead.
oh
Let's
my
hear it.
God, you need to
I'm going to
go
show
away.
how bad your reasoning is. Go ahead.
Yeah, you need to go away. You're too stupid.
No, please provide an argument. Please, I'm begging you.
And
pain
so,
is bad because it's unnecessary suffering. It's caused unnecessary suffering,
And
and this
why?
is
Okay.
bad
Okay. Great. Okay. Great. Why is unnecessary suffering bad?
wow,
because
pathetic.
good is defined as being the well-being of a human being. With respect to human, good is being well-being. You know, it's comfort, it's happiness. When you unnecessarily cause a human being to suffer,
This guy doesn't recognize a brute fact when it's banging him in his butt.
No, this would be your
These are
subjective
brute
opinion. This is
facts.
your subjective
No,
opinion.
these are brute facts, and you
No, it
can't
isn't.
recognize them because you're not well.
Oh, is pain objective or is it subjective?
Okay, good luck.
Can you answer my question?
Everybody has their experience of pain.
Is
But
pain objective or subjective? Which is it?
What's the difference? Pain
Yeah, just
is
answer my question, please.
if I'm going to talk about pain, I'm going to talk about my pain, or I'm going to talk
Yeah,
about
that would be
somebody else's
subjective,
pain.
correct?
Yeah, it's a
but
subjective.
Yeah, so how do you
given
know
a
you're
human
right?
being,
How do I
given
know
human
what?
being, any
How
human
do I
being
know
who
what?
experiences pain the same way, almost the same way. So it's objective,
There's a
but for
lot of
every human.
Yeah,
overlapping.
notice
There's a
you
lot
said
of
the word
overlapping.
almost, right? Notice you said the word almost.
Right,
But
right.
it's all
Yeah,
suffering.
that would make
It's
it
all
subjective.
suffering. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
it's
suffering.
That would
It's
make
all
it
under suffering.
subjective,
It's
correct?
subjective, but there's a lot of overlapping.
Oh,
My two
right.
things.
Yeah, so I just
Like,
disagree with your subjective opinion. See how
All
easy
right.
that
no,
is?
Why am I
bro. It's
talking
about
to this guy?
you have to
I'm out.
listen, please. If you just pluck a human being, if you pluck a rabbit, if you pluck like any person, it's going to have almost the same reaction because of the suffering.
Yeah, and why is
So it's
that
going to
bad?
feel suffering. Why is it bad that they're suffering?
Yeah.
What do you mean by it? Can you define bad so that I can tell you exactly why in your definition?
Here's the brute fact that he can't recognize. He's going to ask you why
Like,
is
No, it's
suffering
not a
if you tell
brute
them one
fact.
plus
It's your
one, if you
subjective
tell them one
opinion.
plus one equals two,
You think suffering is bad. I'm saying why?
Okay.
why is 1 + 1 = 2?
Why don't you offer your opinion? Is suffering bad?
Yeah, so yeah, suffering is your subjective opinion.
Is it
No,
yours?
I don't think suffering is bad. Suffering has good outcomes, meaning you can overcome suffering and pain.
Uh-huh.
What if suffering
Yeah.
kills you?
Right.
Yeah, you can overcome.
Yeah, and why is dying bad?
Because existence is more favorable than death. It's just a basic, also basic fact of
Yeah,
life.
that's just your.
It's just
Okay, if that's the case, why do people commit suicide?
Your
because
conversation
they've experienced so
important.
much pain and unfavorable life, so that they favor death. But that's why suffering can be
Yeah,
worse than
notice how
death.
they
But
favor death, how they disagree with you, right?
the death is death is sometimes suffering is
Death is
cannot be
better for
there.
them,
So
correct?
death is better for them, for them
It's good
subjectively,
for them,
because they
right?
can.
It's good for them, right?
No,
Death
it's
can
not
be a
good for them.
blessing.
Oh,
Death
If
can
really?
be a
you're
Oh,
suffering
blessing.
too
really?
much,
Did they prefer death?
Death
if
can be
you're
a
suffering too
blessing
much,
if you're in enough pain.
Yeah.
Death
Did
can be
they
a blessing.
prefer death? Did they prefer death?
You'd have to ask them there, knucklehead. You'd have to
Oh,
ask
I
them.
can't ask them because they unalive themselves. So
Okay,
they
then
did
why
that.
are you
also
bringing up the
sometimes
subject then?
Oh, because I'm
sometimes
showing you
suffering
that
makes
death
people.
isn't always bad because it was good for
How
them.
did you prove that if you didn't ask anybody?
I
Okay,
just
I'm going
did.
to tell you a scenario. I'm going to tell you a scenario. Go with
There's
somebody who
something
given. I
wrong.
was living an awesome life.
It's
Go to
actually
somebody.
self-evident. It's actually self-evident
Go to
because there's
somebody. Go to somebody who's having so much fun in life, who's blessed, and then take him, kidnap him, put him in a cage, torture him, and then he dies. Okay, why is this? Is this bad for you, or is it not bad?
all you're doing is arguing your subjective opinion. That's all you're doing.
No, I give you a
Sky.
scenario. I give you a scenario. Okay,
I'm sorry.
I give you a scenario.
Can you lay out a syllogism that proves that these things are objectively good or bad? Give me a syllogism.
No, I'll ask you your opinion right now. I'm not proving anything. Somebody who's living an awesome life.
Almat, do you not recognize that this guy is a little bit off? Do you not
No,
I'm
recognize
just
I'm
this
actually
speaking.
my line of reasoning is correct.
I'm
Yours is the
asking
one
you,
that's
I'm just
Almat.
invalid.
speaking.
I'm asking you a question, Almat. Do you not realize how ridiculous this guy is?
I'm
Notice you
asking.
can't provide
I'm
an
speaking
argument for
because
anything
I'm
you're
speaking
saying.
for the rest, not for him really. I'm speaking just for the rest of people.
That's fine. Good luck. Have
Yeah,
fun.
what's your
I
argument?
wouldn't waste my time with this guy.
I mean,
Yeah,
good and
because
bad
Uh,
is
you're unable
easiest to
to. You're
discuss.
unable to.
Hey, Almat, let's not discuss good and bad. I mean, we
Yeah,
can't prove
because
it.
you would look like a fool if you ever tried to. Yeah.
I mean, there is no good and bad. Like,
Oh, that's right. That is correct. I completely agree with you. It's all a bunch of subjective opinions. You think that unaliving people is bad just because someone told you that. You can't provide an argument to why it's bad.
can you provide him an argument why a door cannot be open and closed at the same time?
Oh, yeah, that would be a contradiction.
No, yeah, but can you prove that logic is not just something you also came up with? I'm just telling you,
sorry,
like,
what?
so some things are going to be just ingrained in us, a human being, as knowledge. You know, you cannot really prove logic in any sense because you're going to be circular definition, right? So the same way that logic is ingrained in us, we know it's right. We know that the law of non-contradiction is correct. We know that there's something that's good, something that's bad by our nature.
you can't compare
No,
logic and good and bad.
by your subjective opinion. You can't use logic to prove something's good or bad. Which is why I told you to provide a syllogism, and that's why you're you're incapable of doing that.
I mean, logic is an axiom, and good and bad is not. So they're not comparable.
No,
Yeah, I know,
I mean,
but I don't think this guy understands that.
no, I want you just to really think about what I'm saying. You were born, nobody told you about logic. You kind of discovered it yourself, right? So for you, how do you know that the laws of logic, the law of non-contradiction, the law of identity are not just something you man came up with? I'm telling you your own subjective
I think
experience.
Because
it's
it's
ingrained.
testable and
It's ingrained
repeatable.
in you through evolution. Like that's how universe works. That's how evolution has made you to abide by the laws of logic. It has made you even the non-intelligent
Then
species.
I can still say that evolution gave us the laws of morality as well, the best laws that you can deal with another, and ingrained this in us such that we know good and we know bad.
Oh, really?
Right?
So why did Jeffrey Dahmer want to unalive people?
Because he was psychologically unwell. His brain
Yeah,
was
but I
not
thought he
designed.
evolved. I thought he evolved to like know that that's bad.
Evolution does not guarantee that every single offspring is going to be awesome. It just
Oh, right. So that means
modifies. It works on a large scale.
yeah. So right. So because that occurs, that means it's not objective.
No, it is objective in the sense that it's the
No, it
best for our
isn't.
society. It's the best set of rules that we can deal with one another. And it ingrained in us the feeling of love and hate, the feeling of good and bad, to be the best society. When, with respect to the environment and our interpersonal relations. So you cannot just say everything is relational, absolutely, and that we do not need to obey the laws of good and bad or the laws of morality. The same way that you cannot, you have to obey the laws of logic because you will evolve to know those things, right?
Are you saying good and bad are truth statements?
What?
Are you
Yeah, that's
saying
what
that
it sounds.
I did not hear you correctly. Could you repeat?
Are you saying, good and bad are truth statements? Like they're true in an absolute sense?
I'm saying they are the best possible laws that that can sustain a society. The best possible way
We're
you
not
can
interested. We're not interested in what can sustain the society. We're interested in knowing the truth, what is true.
Yeah, but what is absolutely true is not relevant to the perseverance
is.
of a community. To the community,
We are
there are
not
laws.
I'm not interested in what is good for community. I'm not interested in that.
So the
Right.
Maxwell's equations and quantum mechanics do not know morality. Okay, so if this is your argument, fine, have it. But I'm talking about now with respect to life on Earth, right? So good and bad, yeah, do not have absolute definitions or absolute things because they are inherently relative to
I
us,
could just take the
to our
anti-natalism
society.
approach to you and ask you, why is humans existing good? Wouldn't it be better if no humans existed? Because then there would be no pain and suffering in your worldview.
Well, I'm actually an anti-racist, but I'm telling you, since we exist already, we cannot just go harm each other, right? Because that will amplify the suffering. So anti-racialism,
Not if we all unalive each other.
it's not possible to do that.
Yes, it is. We have nukes.
Yeah, but well,
We
people
can
exist and
literally
they
destroy
want
the planet.
so many people want to live, right? So you're going to give them what they do not
Yeah.
want.
But
You don't
why
want
is that
to
good?
kill them. Why is that good? Because they want to live. You're acting against their will.
I'm saying people that want to live, why is that good?
Because they have autonomy. They have the right to decide for their own life. If you're going to just make your own dictator decisions upon them, it's going to obviously be something just absurd, like going to create a very, very unfavorable society. You're going to be
Let's make an unfavorable society. What's the problem? Let's make an unfavorable society.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
You're going to amplify the suffering and you're going to
let's
create a
amplify
society.
the suffering. It's fun. Let's amplify the suffering.
Again, you want me to prove it like I prove 1 plus 1 equals 2. You want you to prove morality the same way that I prove logic. I'm telling you.
You're giving us your subjective opinion, then you want us to believe in your subjective opinion.
Yeah,
no,
right.
I'm telling you. Why do you think we evolved to feel those things about morality and about being good to other people? Why do you think we're not just all
for survival? Simple.
We also all didn't evolve to think that.
Well, we didn't evolve to get sometimes one leg, sometimes get a disease, sometimes get a genetic anomaly, right? So
yeah,
I'm talking about
that's why there's no objective truth.
Your whole argument is based on what is good for survival is good. What if we don't care about survival?
Yeah, that's also circular too, just to be aware.
Why do you care about survival? Because so if you don't care about your own survival, that's on you. But many people really want that, right? We want to survive.
I don't care what many people want, right? Why should I care?
Okay, there is no objective good and bad, but I'm telling you, if you do not care about what's good if you do not, no, but listen,
right.
I differ on a very important thing, which is that I do not care what's absolutely good in order to act. To act is to be, to me, I think it's in accordance to my nature, right?
According
the
to
nature
feelings,
that
right? Your emotions, your motives, all of that.
Not exactly. To me, I think that it's good to act on what's good for what increases, what decreases suffering, and maximizes.
That is coming from your emotions. That is coming from your emotions. You feel.
If you ask most people, if you ask them, the majority of the human race, you want to have similar answers.
That's
So
actually that's a fallacy. That's an appeal to emotion. Yeah, that's a fallacy.
no, I'm not telling you as an argument. My argument is that we were all kind of programmed this way. So for a reason, right? Nature does not just natural selection doesn't act arbitrarily, right?
The reason is good for survival, and we don't have to care about survival. Simple.
Yeah, you don't have to care about them. I'm telling with respect to survival, right? I'm telling with respect to survival and with respect to maintaining society and maintaining human civilization. If you don't care about that,
You can
that's
choose the code. You can cheat the code. You can say I'll be bad, but everybody else would anyway be good. So you can choose to be bad, and society would still be there.
yeah. But you're going to have like your own kind of repercussions from society
No,
and
if
from
you're
on
smart
your own
enough,
path.
you wouldn't. If you're smart enough, you wouldn't.
No, yeah, for sure. But so yeah, I'm with you. There's no objective of good and bad, like the objective mathematical logic. But I'm telling you, if you want a society where everyone thinks like you personally want a society where everyone doesn't care and everyone just kills whenever they want.
No, it would never be like that. Even if I'm bad,
No,
everybody would be like that.
but
It would
would
never.
you? So you agree that your approach is bad for society, or not? You do not would not want it for society, right? So you have the sense that your approach only favors you personally. So it's selfish, right?
Yes.
You can still
Yes.
argue that I still argue that I do not care, but then
I don't agree with
you,
that.
you
I think if the smartest, strongest people unalive the weakest people, we would propagate better actually, because only the strongest and smartest would survive.
well, they would compete, right?
In
And then they
fact,
would also not.
you have a lot of mouth breathers and unintelligent people stealing our resources.
Well, you have to if you kill only the very good and the very like able and the very intelligent, they're going to also compete, right? And they're going to still
Yeah.
not
And
be.
guess what?
Yeah,
Guess what? The strongest and smartest would survive.
but then you cannot survive alone, right? You need people to live, right? You need people to give you
Yeah.
like the products and to give people to give you like basically you need people to live. Right? You cannot live alone. You're going to be an animal. So I'm thinking my argument is that human race or is just kind of like one bone. Even if there's a clash and stuff like that, you depend on other people to live, right?
Hey,
So you're going to be
Elmer, even if you choose to do all the crimes and you're smart enough to have not have any consequences, the society would be sane. Nothing would change. You would have your fun.
Yeah, what if you did this? What if you took the smartest, what if you took the most intelligent human, you created AI to do the work, and you just unalived all the other humans? Then you have the planet to yourself.
But is there any human capable enough to create an AI that's able to sustain him without
Or perhaps
all
you
of
could
the
have one woman. Yeah, you actually wouldn't even need a woman because you could clone. You could just clone yourself.
clone yourself? So that's like
Yeah.
kind of a fantasy
No, it's
kind of
actually logically
situation.
possible. No, it's logically
Yes,
possible.
yeah, but is it actually what's the probability again? Like, is it ultimately 50 or is it like 0.1 or 0.001 to
It
100?
doesn't matter what it is. It's logically possible.
Why would the person do that? Why would the person want to do that when the
In fact,
probability
I
of
think that's what a smart person would do. If a smart person wanted to ensure its survival, it would unalive all the humans it's taking its resources, and then it would create AI, right, to do the work of the other humans. That way, you don't need the
Okay,
humans. So what you'd want to do is
yeah,
you'd want to create an autonomous AI, right? Then you would unalive all the humans, and then only you exist. And then if you want to keep your DNA going, you just clone yourself.
well, but you're going to feel lonely and get depressed, right? Humans are
No,
made for
no.
communication, right?
No, I
You
don't
can't
agree
be,
with that. In fact, my happiest moments are when I'm alone. I totally disagree with you.
what
You
what
can
what
create
if
human like clones, right? Like your friends. You can.
Yeah, you clone yourself. How are you lonely if you clone yourself?
if you call yourself, you're going to you tell me that you want a picture, exactly identical copy of
I would
yourself.
actually
It's
love
not
to
going to
clone myself, so then I could
there's
like
not
fight
going to give you
myself.
any
I could.
there's not going to give you any like
You can create
excitement
AI
really.
robots who are exactly like humans. You can create AI
Yeah, true.
robots.
How would you be lonely if you had
my,
AI to talk
my
to you?
question is
That's a good
my
point.
question is my question is why would this be better for you? Like why would this be make you
Because
more
no one's stealing your resources.
No, for
your
example,
resources?
I want to be alone on the earth. That could be my wish, and I could fulfill
Yeah,
my wish like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but sure, yeah, okay, but to be able to start this and to actually do it, I'm sure that they do not think you're an alien. Like you have human genes and you have a human brain, and you probably not.
It would actually be incredibly easy to do this. All you'd have to do is create an advanced AI, get the advanced AI to create a virus, and get the AI to give you the vaccine to where you're like immune
Again,
to it. and then unalive all the humans
the
in the
human
pure
brain
golden.
the human brain is something that you inherited, and you have genes and they create certain capacities. You cannot do all this on your own. There have been humans who try to do
We
stuff,
are not
obviously
talking
try
about
to control the
practical
world.
problems. Yeah, we are not talking about practical problems. We are talking about in principle. Is it okay?
Well,
Right.
I just say there's no
Hello guys.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, but you was just you just told me that you wanted to do that for yourself. So I mean, if people are talking, you're not interested, go open another room. They can have their conversation in the whole room.
It was so boring.
Yeah. Hello, Ali Hussein.
Welcome. Hello, hello. We are here.
Refresh.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Oh, I'm here. So, I'm here, Almir. Let me introduce you about myself. I am. Let me do a question for you. Are you hearing me? It's okay. No bad. My voice. Okay. My voice. Okay. So, what is your name, my friend?
You can call me Phil.
Oh, nice to meet you. I am Almi. I'm from Brazil. Do you know people Brazil?
Yeah, tudo bem, tudo
Hello,
bem.
hello. Ah, do you speak
Hello.
Portuguese?
Hello.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
Hello.
kind
Hello,
of.
Hi.
man.
Hi all.
Okay.
I'm from India. Hi all. I'm from India.
Okay, there's some noise going on.
Ah, nice to meet you,
Yeah,
my friend. So,
Yeah.
can you introduce about self India?
Yeah.
let's
India is a
answer
wonderful
him.
country.
No, sorry, you don't have to do that. You don't have to
And
do that. Sorry.
why?
Because
Okay. Okay.
that's not
Okay.
the purpose of this room. He didn't know that. He
Oh,
didn't
sorry.
check
Oh,
that.
okay. Sorry. Sorry. What is the purpose of this room?
We have specific topic we're here to talk about or have a discussion about the topic. So that's why we're here.
What
And we
is
don't
top?
need any kind of introduction for that. And I believe it's
Room
very
is time.
unnecessary.
Can you prove you got? Yeah.
Yeah, and you should
Okay.
know that
Okay.
this is on
I don't
YouTube.
know about this topic. Can anyone tell about philosophy or something related to God?
Okay, then you should just listen, man, okay? If you don't know anything about, if there will be people, you can listen and maybe you can learn something about this topic. But right now, you should wait the way that we wait. I have to wait. You have to wait. It's up to you. You don't have to wait. But anyway, Trailblazer. Okay, what a nickname. Shabam, Shabam, Shubi. Toshikar Anthony. Okay. God's sake. There's a name that I can read properly. Uh, no Nguyen. That's a Vietnamese name. Very famous here. Yeah. Like, do you think this is better, John?
This is what?
This is better than the previous room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, man. This is boring. Okay. Mm,
Believers are probably there.
Believers. Let me share the link on YouTube.
Walter. Is Walter coming from YouTube?
Who's coming from YouTube?
People in the old room, because new accounts.
Some people joined from YouTube, yeah, in the previous room. Yeah. But as you know, we sacrificed the room.
Yeah, we sacrificed it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tashkir Rahman.
What is?
Tashkir
Tushikar.
Rahman. Tashkir. I
Tushkir?
don't know. Or, that does mean Tushkar that I know.
Tushkar?
You can say Toshikur.
Tushikur.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were built wrong. Okay.
I mean, because in my language, Tushkar is means thanks. You know,
It's a slang. What does that mean?
it means thanks.
Oh, it means thanks.
Yeah,
That's
but you
slang.
don't say it to anybody. You just say it for good friends, or when you're trying to be funny. You say Tushkar.
Okay. So I just joined. I don't know how this works.
Yeah. Do you
I'm an
believe in God?
intermediate.
Can you prove your God?
Sorry.
Can you prove your God? We see that's the topic. That's the question we ask everybody that joins in here.
Well, I haven't given as much thought on this topic. I'm sure that I will be able to prove my God. But I am a believer. I believe that there is entity.
You
May
believe.
I ask which God?
Sorry, I did not hear you. Did you ask anything?
I said, may I ask which God do you believe in?
Well, I'm a Muslim, so I believe in Allah.
We can say why.
I can say why.
Like, why do you believe in Allah and you believe in the Quran and you became a Muslim? Why don't you believe in Jesus and the Bible and became a Christian? Why don't you believe in Moses and the Torah and became a Jewish? Why don't you believe in any other religion? What makes your God deserve that you believe in him?
Well, I am born in a Muslim country, in a Muslim community. So from my childhood, my parents uh, taught me about only Islam. I didn't get the chance to get to know about other religion. But as I grew up, I have explored or studied very little about other religion. I haven't made any comparison with other religion, but it actually makes sense to me. Especially you.
Can you explain what is the certain things that make sense with?
Or when I try to follow that.
There's Walter. Hello, Walter, and hello, Sandy. I'm taking over your room, Phil. You need
Yeah,
to
you
speak.
hijacked my room. You made me move from my previous room, and now you're hijacking the new room.
Speak, man, speak.
I'm just passing by. I would like to listen it first.
I have a question. Are you coming from YouTube?
No, no,
No.
from free for talk to only.
Okay. Okay. So we have only the Muslim friend here, Tush Tushikur. Okay. So why do you believe that Allah exists, man? Do you want to talk about this?
Why do I believe? Well, I've never given a thought to this.
Ooh, okay. That's normal. That's normal. We're born
Yeah.
in some religions mostly, and sometimes we never question. We learn to believe in something, like the way that we learn a language. We learn other things also, and we don't question many things.
Yes, that's the case. I
Yeah,
haven't faced any questions just like that before.
and that's understandable. In some
I,
societies,
yeah, I
questioning
think I
these
have to
topics
study.
can be even dangerous for your own
No, I
well-being.
no, I am completely fine with those type of questions.
Good,
Like
good.
I don't take any guilt on myself that I am a believer. I believe in a God. There are a lot of people who believes in God. So I don't take any guilt in this.
Okay. And okay, who else? Is there any other believers who wants to prove their God?
Yeah, may I speak about it?
Sure, you can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you for the time that given to me. Okay, I think like Toshikor, I also born from Islamic family, and I never got like knowledge about Islam before, but I just doing it in my when I was a children, when I was child, I just doing it by following the society around of my place. But then I try to understanding about my own religion, because I believe Islam is not the religion that we just take it from our family, but it is religion. Its religion is teaching us how to thinking about the universe, the God itself, and we have a holy book that teaches to think about it. And there's have I think there's have many evidence that strengthen my belief in this religion, because like how uh, we created from in our mother's belly, how the process it from the first from the sperm to the real human, something like that, and other things. So there's so many evidence that I believe it could be strengthen my belief in this religion. So how do and then you said before, right, philosopher, you also born from uh, a religion family, right? So why I have joined this your room. It is the third time, and then from the second time that I joined here, you, if I'm not mistaken, you clarify you are as atheism, or I don't know the second name about people who
Agnostic
believe
atheist.
God. Yeah, yeah. So you are atheism, right? Atheist, right?
Yeah, you can call me an atheist also.
So can I ask you why you believe in that?
It's not
Uh,
belief.
yeah, yeah. It's not belief. It's the way how to live in life, right? And live, right?
No, no, it's just not belief in God.
Yeah, just not believe in God.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that's correct.
just,
Yeah.
yeah. So you have a belief, and I don't have a belief in God. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
That,
have
that,
it,
that,
I
that
don't have it.
okay, I got it. That's the reason why I believe in my own religion. Maybe you want
What's the reason?
to hmm. The reason is I'm not just take it from my own family about Islam religion. I also thinking about it whether my religion is true or not, because I always read my holy book every day, and I'm not just read it because the holy book is written in Arabic, and I don't know about the Arabics too much, and then I need to take a time to read the translate from Arabic to uh, my
Oh,
own language. That's why, yeah, just have certain verses talking about how human created. It's from the sperm to the real human, like we born right now, perfect. So the process is written in our holy book. That's why I believe how something like that ever created. Like, I mean, the holy book is ever created, where at that time there's no any uh, advanced technology to do investigation or to research about how human created. Yeah, that's my
sure.
reason.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand that, but seemingly you didn't check those things properly. When you check embryology topic in Quran, you'll
yeah,
find
embryology.
some problems, and if there are problems, to me, it means it's not from a God. It cannot prove a God exists. And the things about embryology which are mentioned in the Quran, they were mentioned way before Quran. If you check it, you'll find that the Greeks were mentioning about the similar steps, and they also missed really important points about embryo. For example, Quran doesn't speak about the most important part of embryology, which are ovaries, like female eggs. Okay, these stuff Quran doesn't mention because Quran didn't know about those things, and and you can
Can you
easily
can you
understand. You
repeat
can easily understand that it's just basic observation that people had at that time. They were thinking that humans or human babies are existing like they plant seeds in the ground. Just you plant the seeds, and they think female was just like the earth. Okay, just a placeholder for the seed. They were imagining like this, and that's understandable. That's very normal. I mean, if I were living at that time, that would be also what my conclusion based on the same observations. But
can you
that
give
proves
the
that they had these basic observations.
can you give the literature from the Greek that you said to me about how embryo how the process of embryo that you said before,
And you
and
should
then
you should search it by yourself. Come on, like I'm not here to educate people about embryology.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I just want to clarify
Yeah,
about
just
the
learn it by yourself. You can check it easily,
no,
and
I
you
don't
should, you
want.
should you should learn that the sperm is not the only important part when it comes to embryology. Okay, that's the most important thing. And there's even mistakes about sperm, right, in the Quran.
Well,
Quran says that sperm comes from backbones and ribs, which is false according to science. So that's another point that we, at least I cannot think that it's from a god.
Yeah, I just want to clarify about our Holy Book of Quran. I mean, it is the Holy Book. It's not the sign books. That's why it's not. It's there's no any
Yeah,
intention to
I
clarify
know, I know,
correctly.
I know this
Hmm.
answer. This answer is like a copy paste answer. Sent, you should know that. Every time you guys bring a scientific evidence from Quran, and when someone refutes the evidence, you guys start complaining and saying, "Oh, this is not a scientific book." Then don't give me scientific examples. If you think that it's not a scientific book, don't give me the examples, okay? But this is the science. Science doesn't approve Quran.
well, the sober guy. I don't know your name, so I call it. Is it okay?
You can call me Phil.
Phil. Okay. So Phil, are you like claiming that the facts about embryology in the Quran is scientifically incorrect? Like I'm asking,
Uh,
I haven't tried or I haven't tested anything.
there's one part I think it's not correct scientifically. Like Quran speaks about a blood clout, and that's not the case according to embryology.
Okay.
And I didn't say completely false. I said something is missing there, which is very important. Okay. So, for example, if you speak about the parts of the car, okay, and if you don't talk
Okay.
about the engine, okay, engine of the car, that looks
Okay.
weird, okay? That like, hey man, like this guy's talking about wheel, clutch, and many components in the car, which are really important, but missing something very important, which is the engine. So to me, it feels like that.
Okay, it's okay. No issues with that. I'm just asking to get opinions from you. I have to dig into it. I haven't studied it yet, so I cannot answer. Just getting your
Okay.
views from you.
Yeah, you can check
That's
it.
all.
And then you should check the part where, the claim about sperm, where it comes from. This is very famous. You should know that. According to Quran, it seems like. By the way, let me be more honest here, okay? Because majority of the Muslims, they don't think about it, okay? So do you know anything about where it mentions about sperm in the Quran?
I cannot exactly
Are
point
you
out where
Muslim?
it is mentioned. Yes.
All right, so you're not reading Quran, okay?
So you asked about in which surah, right?
Okay, let me find. Let me find, and I will give it
Well,
immediately.
it is in Al-Mu'minun,
Oh,
uh, 12 to 14.
wait, Mu'minun, you said?
Yeah.
Uh, chapter. Can you tell me the chapter number?
Yeah, I just give to you this one.
23?
Wait a minute.
12, 14.
Wait, 12, 14?
I
Uh,
believe so.
you believe so? 12, 14. No, this is not true. Let me find by myself. I will find it where it talks about sperm. Uh, oh, okay, but this is okay. It's the 2314 is talking about the embryology, like stages of embryo. Okay, but um, okay, it's um, matter. Okay, it's I think chapter 76. Okay. Uh, okay, maybe it's not the correct place. Okay.
Which one do you want? Because there's
Okay, the
three.
like where it claims that the sperm comes from between, backbone and the ribs.
Maybe it's 53. Wait.
I couldn't find it. Oh, okay. It's 86 6. 86. I'm sorry. 86. 6. Okay, it says like, hey humans, look where you have been created from. It has been created a liquid which comes from between um, backbone and ribs.
Between spine and ribs. 86, 5 and 7.
Yeah, yeah. So this is scientifically false also.
Can you explain why it is false?
Because sperm doesn't come from between spine and ribs.
The problem is only the clot in the current scientific state. It's not blood, right? But it's
Yeah, that's
the
what Quran
yeah,
says about embryo. Yeah, no,
yeah,
those are different topics. Okay, let's don't confuse the audience. Okay, so like the part that I mentioned about the sperm is not about embryology part in the Quran. So yeah, blood clots is about embryo in the Quran. Okay, but yeah, like we don't have such a thing as I said. So that's another thing that leads me to think that okay, this cannot be from a god. If God claims to know everything, and if he claims to create us, he must know where those things are coming from or stages of embryo. Yeah, and it like here's the thing, like why like it's so mysterious, right? So if God exists and if God created us, and if God is mentioning about this in a book, why he's not saying, hey, look, like you have sperm and there's something called eggs, okay, in the female, you know. So the baby shares a lot of things, right? Like half of it comes from father, the other comes from the mother. That's why they look like you. Okay. So there could be such an explanation so that all people can understand, right? People could understand at that time, and right now people could understand easily also. But we don't have, right? We have some mistakes, okay? And we even see the same mistakes before Quran, as I said. Other people made the same mistakes too. That's fine. Like I don't think it's from a god. You can interpret everything, man. You can do that.
I will end this with I am from India and I follow Hinduism. Most people connect with
You
God
don't
because
follow Hinduism, you practice Hinduism.
yeah, I practice Hinduism, but I am an atheist. I don't believe in Hinduism also. It's just that I just wanted to say that people wanted to believe in God because they wanted to believe in themselves. Like if you read any book, be it Bible, Quran, or Bhagavad Gita, it's just a source of motivation, or it's just a written.
He's been disconnected or what?
Yeah. That might happen all the time.
Was going to tell something. I don't know.
Okay, if she comes back, maybe you can. Or maybe you don't have to
By the way, I was
wait.
going to tell you a astonishing fact about Quran. That is, I am also a Hindu practitioner, but the Quran was not written by God. It's been interpreted by uh, I don't know, Prophet Muhammad, I believe, in 27 years. The Quran has been written like daily on everyday basis for 27 years. And it is the collection which is being given by Gabriel, I don't know the name, Gabriel to the Prophet Muhammad in his years. That collection is known as Quran. I don't know
You
much
believe
about
that
that.
an angel brought a book to Muhammad? That's what you believe?
Yes, I don't know. If my Muslim friend would better shed this light on it.
That's what they believe. They believe that an angel brought the Quran to Muhammad in many years,
Huh.
and later on they
27 years.
started that they claim 23, but I'm not sure. And they also claim that they were typing down.
Now, one more fact.
Okay,
After the angel said to Prophet Muhammad, then also the sayings, the angel, whatever the angel said, it was communicated to further their student. That further collection is known as Quran. Not exactly because Prophet Muhammad Sahib hasn't written Quran. The students who interpreted in their own self, they have written the Quran.
okay. Hey, what was your name? Trailblazer. Like, can you use Magic Mic, man?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yeah, like your background is very, very noisy. Okay.
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew. Days. I'm still a big Gary Newman fan from that era. Weird Science was a cool movie too. Okay. Okay. So, oh, this guy's still there. But the other guy. Interesting. Do, 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 do.
Yes, I'm
If
just taking notes from you guys. Yes, I am not well informed about the topics you are discussing. So I
Okay,
think I
no
have to
problem.
study on them and come back later if the channel is
Okay.
still available.
Yeah, like if you don't find me here, maybe I will be just on YouTube. Okay. Don't forget to
What's your channel name?
subscribe. Nick, you can subscribe to my channel.
What's your channel name?
Feel sober.
can I call you Phil or should I call you philosopher?
Sorry, what?
What should I call you? Phil
You can
or
call me Phil,
philosopher?
yeah.
Phil, right?
Yeah. You can call me Phil, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Phil. I would like to talk about DNA code.
DNA code?
Yeah.
Okay, it's better to say just DNA.
No, because I am going to talk about every code by definition. Don't you think that it comes from an intelligence?
I
That
don't think.
DNA is just not because DNA is just not molecules. It's a language system with grammar, instructions, error correction, and storage.
I don't think it's a code.
Oh, really? Then what it is? All that
It is
information.
DNA.
DNA is just a name. It is
Yeah,
collected of 3.2 billion letter biological code, and you are saying it's just a name
it's just
or letter.
collection of information, yeah.
Yeah, in what shape?
I think it is better suited calling it a data storage.
What?
No, no.
Data storage.
Yeah, storage of what? Storage of
Storage
biological
of
code.
data, information, biological
Yeah,
coding, whatever you
and
call.
do you think it is just evolved by chance?
Mm,
Definitely not.
It's just
Definitely
like
not.
a tornado builds a library or something like.
Okay, man.
I mean, what do you have to
I'll
say?
give you one simple example. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
if you sleep outside during summer, you may get sunburn in a sunny day if you don't
Okay.
cover yourself with some clothes or some something to shadow you. Okay, so that's the result, right?
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, you get a result. Something happens and you get a result. And this is not a chance, right? If you burn yourself, that's not a chance, but that doesn't mean you did it intentionally. Like, that doesn't mean you slept under the sun to burn yourself, right? But something
Okay.
happened in the end. So just because something happens, that doesn't mean there was an intention there. Like, even if there's a result, yeah, there will be a result because there are causes and effects. This is how universe works, right? That's what we observe in the universe. There's cause and effect. When we look at the effects, it's sometimes really hard to understand the effects was intentional, they were intentional or not, okay? Because we know that it can be intentional or not. So imagine someone is passing by your table and a cup drops down, okay? When he was passing by, like kind of he touches, okay? And he moves the cup and the cup falls down and it breaks, okay? How can we say that he did it on purpose? It's either he did it on purpose or it was just a coincidence. He just, you know, crashed and
And
he
what
made it
about the
fall down.
things that
Okay, so what I'm trying to, I'm oversimplifying. Okay, what's going on? Either something is intentional or not. But how we can understand something was intentional? So you see a complexity
you're
there. I understand you're not able to explain that. Okay, through some natural processes, you cannot explain that. I understand that. But then you
you are
say, "Oh, this was
oversimplifying it.
intentional." You're saying this was intentional. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe not. But I don't have any good evidence to believe that it was intentional. So if you cannot
You have,
present that
then
was
you
there was an
must have some
intention,
explanation to it. Then you
yeah.
must have some explanation to it. Like if
No,
you are saying it's just
no.
a
If you don't
chance
have an
and thing,
explanation, that means you don't have an
you don't have an
explanation.
explanation. We have.
No,
It is God.
no. You have an assumption about a question that we don't
No,
know.
no, no, no.
You're saying, "Oh, this is my assumption, therefore it must be
I'm
true."
giving.
What if Trailblazer? What if someone says, "Ah, like, come on, man, it's not God, okay? It's just some aliens coming from Mars. They created us." Are you gonna
So what?
believe automatically?
No.
No, why? Because you believe that it was designed, and if there are other intelligent beings out there came before us, maybe they designed the DNA. If you believe that it's a code, maybe aliens coded it.
I don't know what.
Oh, you didn't think
Well,
about this before. Okay,
maybe
good.
Muslims are calling those
No,
aliens
no.
angels.
I'm saying I don't think about it. That some other creature made us. Then we will ask like,
You
who
should think
created
about it.
those creatures? I'm definitely
There's
talking
no
about
there's
God.
no end
He
for
doesn't said
there's no
creator. He
end.
said mm,
There's no end for
Yeah, there is an
asking.
end.
There's no end for asking who created this, who created this.
And is creator.
I look at your God and I say, who created your God? What's your answer for that? Let's see your answer. Who created your God? Okay, he doesn't want to answer. Jeremiah, yeah, you can.
Yeah, hi there. So Phil, was it? Is that how I can refer to you?
Yeah, you can call me Phil.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna start off this conversation by kind of just setting off kind of where I'm coming from. I don't actually think that there's any direct proof, in a sense, of 100% certainty that there is or isn't a God. So I'm not coming in that sense, but I'm coming more in the sense of what is the more probable explanation, that there is a God, some sort of supreme power, versus there isn't. So does that sound good?
When you say supreme power, like what do you mean exactly? Because the sun, our star, is a supreme power to me. It's very powerful. It's
Sure,
shining
but
there
it's
billions
not
of
as we
years.
would say colloquially a god in the sense of
Yeah, that's why
some
you
sort
should
of being that
Mhm.
possesses the ability to create, for example. That's I feel like that's
Intentionally. Okay.
sure, intentionally. Yeah.
Okay, now it's
So
more clear. Thank you so much.
all good, no worries. So my main argument that I'm going to present, I think there are a couple that can present good cases for why God is more probable than not, is the fine-tuning argument. Now, I'm sure you're probably familiar with it.
Very.
So yeah, I can outline it if it's necessary.
It is
but
necessary for other people. Yeah, you can do that.
Sure. Okay, so the fine-tuning argument pretty much like it comes with the problem of how do we explain the finer details in our universe that are super precise, super quote unquote finely tuned, in the sense that it is more probable for it not to be so than it is so. So, for example, something that's brought up a lot is something like gravity. It's very precise. So is stuff like the cosmological constant, speed of light, etc. They're all very fine tuned in a way that if we look at other factors in our world, it is more likely to a very significant degree, not some marginal degree. It is much more likely for it to have been any other value than the value that we have in our universe. So I'm arguing that it is more likely that there is some sort of intelligent design established by some sort of intelligent creator that exists outside the constraints of space and time. And so that fits the definition colloquially, I can't say that word, commonly referred to as God. There we go. So that's my argument for the existence of a God. Then we can go into my God specifically, but I think it's important first to establish why I think it's more probable that a God exists rather than doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. So let me elaborate on why I object fine-tuning argument. Fine-tuning argument from the very beginning, it's a loaded term because in itself it suggests that something was tuned. And what is the evidence for that? Like you observe something and you assume that this must be tuned, and no justification for it. Like you're saying this is more probable based on what?
Can I respond?
Sure.
So again, the reason I started the conversation at the very beginning by establishing that I don't have direct proof is because I don't believe that you can show proof for or against. I agree with you in the sense of there's no evidence that shows the absence of a God, because the absence of evidence is not directly evidence in itself, but there's no evidence that shows 100% that there is a God. I'm coming at it from what is the more likely explanation. And the fine-tuning argument doesn't suggest that the only explanation is God. It suggests that because of how precise these factors are in our world, it is more likely, and it is a better assumption to take, that there is probably some sort of intentionality in the way that things are set out in our universe. Is it negating the fact that there is a possibility of there being no God and this is completely chance? Sure. But the reason why we say it's more likely to be intentional is because all these factors that are so precisely set, number one, there is no reason there's no physical necessity in our universe for why they are set out this way. So it's not like it couldn't have been any other way. It 100% could have been any other way. In fact, there are other theories that, for example, the multiversal theory, that's a possibility, but that has its own issues in itself. But pretty much, number one, it's not a physical necessity. So these finely tuned, quote unquote, finely tuned, right? I'm saying finely tuned in the sense that they're very precise. These precise values in our universe do not physically need to be necessary to be that value. There could have been any other value. Number two, the chance argument that we got lucky, it is almost astronomically against the odds that we got the values that we have if it was by chance, astronomically so. And if it is
Well,
astronomically
wait a
so,
second. Well, wait, can I ask a question? Like, what explains like the fine tuning itself? Like, why
Sure.
would the fine tuner fine tune the universe the way that they did? That just seems like it's just by chance. Then we're just kicking
Why?
the can down the road.
No, that's fallacious. In my opinion, it's
What's
fallacious.
fallacious about it?
So you're saying why did the fine tuner it exactly the way that they did?
Yeah, what explains that? Like, why
So
didn't the
so
fine
my
tuner
response to
just put
that,
the
number
Earth right
one,
next to? Why didn't the fine tuner just put the Earth right next to the sun or something like that?
sure,
Why do we have planets or anything like that?
sure. My response to that is, and this might seem like I'm deflecting it, and I kind of am, because I think that's a red herring. I think that's irrelevant. Whatever way that it was chosen, or quote unquote, from my position, that I believe it is more likely to have been chosen, is irrelevant. Whether or not the sun was closer or further away from the Earth, whether or not there was life versus not life, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that these values are so precise that the odds of them
Right, and
being the
so
way that they are.
I'm arguing that the values of the fine tuner are so precise for him to fine tune the universe the way that he did. It's just the same thing. You're saying the fine tuning, is evidence of God, and then I'm saying the fine tuning of the fine tuner. Well, I guess that would also need a God too.
The fine tuning of the fine tuner. I don't quite follow. Could you elaborate
Let
on that
me
more?
simplify.
Tuner.
Paul,
Sorry, go ahead.
let me simplify that. So, Jeremy, like in the end of the discussion, you're saying that this is an evidence that suggests that a God exists, right?
Yes,
So, do you
suggests.
think
I'm
that
not saying
this
100%, but
do you think that this God is perfect?
do I think that this God is perfect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, according to my worldview, I hold a Christian worldview. So yes, I do believe that.
Okay,
the
so
God that I
if
believe in
like
is perfect.
precise, perfect universe requires a tuner, then
Yeah.
who tuned the God that you think? Because perfection requires a creator according to your worldview.
No.
Why no?
No.
Because like if we
Because
were looking at
if
your God, we could also see precision in your God, right?
no,
No?
the
So your
reason
God
why
is
I
chaotic?
disagree. Wait. You can't cut me off like that. You can't. I didn't say that. That's not fair. You're not being honest to me. I'm being honest to you, Phil. You should be
Hmm.
honest to me.
Wait, no.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just asking questions. You cannot blame
You're
me for
asking questions, but
dishonesty.
then you said, "Are you saying your God is chaotic?" That's not what I said. I wasn't even.
That's the question. Are you saying God is chaotic?
No,
That's the
I'm
question.
not saying God is chaotic. The
Okay,
question
God is
was,
not chaotic. God is precise.
God is precise. Sure.
Okay, then who tuned the God?
I believe, and I'm gonna like explain myself, that it doesn't necessitate someone fine tuning God. The
Why?
reason being is that in our universe, there is no, like I said before, this is why I brought up the physical necessity point. There is no necessity, there is no reason that we can find at all for why these values must have been the way that they were. They could have been any other value. In fact, there's evidence that some people believe that there do exist other universes, quote unquote, that have opposite values, that it is very possible. I'm claiming that God could not have been any other way. So, unlike our universe, which could be any other value in terms of stuff like gravity, the cosmological constant, etc., the speed of light, God cannot be any other way. It is not a pick and we got lucky, so then who designed that? If it was that, then I would agree with you. But what I'm stating is that there is a being that exists outside of space and time that did not start, that could only have been this way. They could not have helped to have been any other way. Whereas in our universe,
How do you
Jeremy,
know that?
to be
How
able
do you
to see
possibly
this
know that?
universe, to be able to see this universe the way that it is right now, you need the same exact numbers, and it must be in the same way. So it goes with your God also. Like to be able to see your God in that precision, whatever those constants for your God, it must be in that way. You can't change them. If you
yeah,
change them,
no, that's what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
that God. It's not that God. It's the same for the universe. So it's
No,
not
that's not
this
what I'm
universe if the numbers are different. So like in both cases you see precision, and in this precision about the universe you require a tuner, but when it comes to your God, you are creating a double standard here.
No, I'm not, Phil.
Yes,
So
you are.
again, I'm not. Um, I'm not claiming that if it was a different value, then it would still be our universe. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in all necessity, when we look at the physics behind it, there is no physical reason why it necessitates the values that it is at all. It could have been any other value.
Could
And in
have
fact,
been, but it wouldn't be this universe, right? If it was different numbers.
sure,
It would be
exactly.
something
So there's a
else,
reason
right?
why there is something specific to this universe.
Oh,
Why did this
okay,
universe
so
form the way that it did? So
the
I'm
same
saying that
goes
the,
with your
let me just
God.
finish my point, and then I'll let you speak.
If the numbers with your God was different, it wouldn't be your God. It would be something
Yeah,
else.
sure, I agree. But
Okay, so then there must be
but then,
something. There must
yes,
be
so I agree with
someone.
you. If it
There
wasn't
must
my
be
God,
someone who
I
tuned
agree
your
with you,
God
Phil.
in that way.
Phil, please let me finish my point, because I'm repeating the same thing. You're not quite understanding what I'm saying.
When you say I agree
I'm
with you,
saying
that means you agree that your God
no,
has a creator.
premise one, that the universe could have been any other value for these specific values,
You
like
don't
the
know that.
cosmological constant. Do you study physics, Phil?
I know. Do you study?
Yes, I do.
Where? What's your
Where
field?
at a I'm not going to say my university. That's
Okay,
not appropriate.
what you study exactly?
I studied undergraduate in physics, and then I studied postgraduate. I'm in a medical degree. I'm not gonna outline
Medical.
where I go to university.
No,
It's
no,
not
no
appropriate.
need. Okay.
And I'm not making claims. You can Google it. Anyone can Google it, right?
Yeah, we can.
So number one, premise one is that there is no physical necessity for why the values are the way that they are. That's premise one. Premise two. So why do we have a specific value that is that have the odds astronomically against it? Premise. The answer that I'm posing is that there is some sort of designer. Now, if we try to apply that to God, there is no first premise that equates to the premise one that I gave for the universe, in the sense that it couldn't have been any other way. It's when I'm not saying that God, a creator, could, at least from my paradigm, the paradigm I hold to, is that he couldn't have been any other way. He could have only have been perfect.
It couldn't be in any other way because he
couldn't
was
be any other
designed
way.
in that way.
No, not because
That's
he was.
why.
If he was designed in that way, then he could have been designed in another way.
No,
That's not what I'm claiming.
no, he wouldn't be he. It would be something else.
But it would be a god. It would be something else that we would call God.
No,
That's what you're saying. It
no,
would be a different
maybe it
God.
would be something else that you wouldn't call a god. It would be
You
something
said-
else. Maybe it would be
You
another
said
universe,
earlier
not a
that
god.
if it wasn't perfect, then it would have been not your God, but a different God. And I said, yeah, I agree with you, if it could have been another way. I'm saying, under my worldview, because you're asking me, is the God that I believe in perfect? I said yes.
Okay.
I believe to answer, because obviously, if I said no, he could have been a different way, then obviously, yes, I agree with you. There has to be a designer of that designer, and then a designer of that designer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm saying, if he couldn't have been any other way, and he could only have been that one way, there is no designer to him, because it doesn't exist.
That doesn't
There
seem to
is no
follow.
other possibility. Okay, I'd love to hear the.
I don't understand why God could not be another way. Why that means that there couldn't be a designer. How does that follow?
Why God couldn't have been another way, how that follows that there couldn't have been a designer.
Right.
Because if there was a designer, then they would have had the quote unquote ability to design another way.
Maybe they don't have a way to design a better way. Maybe that's the best way that they could design it.
The best way, but there is a worse way. I'm arguing that's the only way. I'm not arguing that it's the best way. I'm arguing God is it's only possible if he's perfect. Only, not best, only. I made that distinction very clear, I feel like. That's my issue. Oh, that's the claim that I'm making, and that's the opposition that you have to face. I think I've got you guys.
Oh, you shouldn't entrap if you're not gonna continue, okay? Because when you
Sorry?
entrap, I don't follow.
Oh, sorry about that. I just don't like that.
Okay, you should know that, okay? So, yeah. Still, I don't understand the double standard there. What was your name? Jeremiah. So you think universe is precise, perfect, it necessitates a God.
I'm not.
You
No, I'm not saying the universe is perfect. I'm saying the universe is precise. Though. Yes, I'm saying the universe is
precise.
Yes. If the
Okay.
universe was perfect, in the sense that it could have only been perfect, if, for example, we found evidence to show that it had to have been the values that it was, in the sense that, because oftentimes you'll hear things like, if the Earth was moved slightly closer or away from the sun, there would be issues in the sense that we would burn over or we would freeze over, for example, right?
As a
That's because we know that it could have actually been slightly closer, slightly further, but it happens to be this precisely.
you
I'm
studied
claiming
physics, and
I studied physics in the past. I haven't studied in a while, but yeah,
okay. So
that's
you didn't
pretty
study anything about astronomy there.
astronomy. I did study some astronomy.
You know that Earth's location is relative to Sun, changing millions of kilometers in a year.
Yes, I agree with that. But again,
Okay.
it's based on Newton's law of gravitational constant.
That doesn't
So that's
matter based
not.
on
It's
what.
it's a
So
very precise. No, because it's a very precise formula. It's something that we can actually see that's very precise. And when we look at it, when we plug in the numbers, it's when I say a little bit closer, a little bit further, I'm not saying by like a centimeter closer, a centimeter further. Obviously, like relatively large to us, but relatively small to the distance between the sun and the earth. But that's not the precise constant that I'm necessarily focusing on. I'm more so focusing on something that's even more precise, such
Mhm.
as the cosmological constant.
Yeah,
That
if it was
is,
different, what would happen, Jeremiah?
if it was different, we wouldn't be in our universe specifically.
Okay, but who tells you
that's
that was the purpose?
I don't know. The purpose is irrelevant. I made this point
That's
earlier
relevant.
to
That's
your
relevant.
co-owner.
If you
No,
if
no,
you're
no.
trying to
Can I
prove
respond why that's
fine
irrelevant, and then
tuning,
you can respond back? Because it's I'd like to respond. I'd like to make a full point. So the reason
Okay.
I'm saying it's irrelevant is because my issue isn't. I'm not making a claim that because we're alive, that means someone made us. I don't care about the intention. Let's say that somehow we were able to observe a different universe where there was no life, the Earth was burnt over, or it didn't even exist, etc. If those values were also very specific, and the odds were also astronomically against being the way that it is, I would make the exact same claim. It's more probable that someone designed it to be that way. More probable. If the odds are more so against it, number one, and number two, that physically there's no reason to necessitate it in the universe.
I still don't understand why do you think it's irrelevant? Because you're saying that look, these constants are different than we wouldn't exist. Definitely, human life is relevant here. If you mention about that,
No, but whether again,
you were the
if there
one who
was
mentioned about that.
I'm the one who mentioned it as a point to make it clear that I don't. It's irrelevant to me whether or not human life exists or not. It's more so the
Yeah.
values. If I
Okay,
could look, yeah.
let's repeat it again. Like, then why do you think that like these numbers are tuned?
Why do I believe that it's more likely that these numbers were tuned?
Yeah.
Because number one, premise one, there's no physical reason.
I don't
Okay, well,
understand
it's
that premise. Can you elaborate that in a simple way?
So, okay, sure. Let me think of another way to say it. Let's say like math, 1 + 1 = 2. It cannot be any other way.
I'm sorry. Like, can you change this? Because math is another confusing topic that we still don't understand whether it's invention or discovery. So
1
better
+
to
1
find.
= 2.
That's math, right? Like, I don't think math is a good example when we try to
I think
understand
it's a great
something.
example.
For me, not, because
Well,
we
can
don't
I go
understand
through
that.
it first, and then you can tell me what the issues are with it, and I'm happy to hear you out on that.
Oh,
And I can give another
it's a
example after, but I'll
concept.
just include that one first.
That's why it's not helpful. Math is a concept, right?
It exists objectively in our reality.
Still we discuss whether it was an invention or discovery. That's why that's not a
Math.
helpful one. Okay.
Can you explain how math is an invention? We're going off.
That's another topic.
and we're
That's
coming-
off the topic. So
Yeah.
it
So
doesn't
can I
matter.
just say this point, and then I'll give another example if this necessitates it.
Okay, if you
Okay, thank you. So,
want to insist to waste time.
objectively, as a truth, 1 plus 1 equals 2. It cannot be any other way. 1 plus 1 cannot equal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. However, if in the opposite direction, let's take an example where I have a cake, right, and I want to decide what flavor it is, it could be anything. I could choose any color. Any flavor, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be vanilla. It doesn't have to be chocolate, right? So in the case of our universe, if in the same way that 1 plus 1 can only equal 2, our universe could only have the constants that it has, then I would agree with you. There's no reason to believe that it's more likely that someone designed it rather than it had to have been this way. If it had to have been this way, then I would actually say, yeah, there's no designer. This is just the way that it is.
Now, can you explain without mathematics?
Without mathematics?
Yeah, you said
take any other objective truth that you have.
Objective truth, like
Yeah.
Earth rotates around sun.
Not sorry, let me
That's not
clarify.
objective enough?
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Just let's be respectful. I understand what you're saying.
That's why I said we shouldn't
an
use
objective truth that
concepts.
cannot be any other way.
That cannot be. I don't have such an example.
Math is an example.
That was a bad example.
I really don't see how it's a bad example. I feel like you're just throwing a red herring.
Again, the problem is we don't know if we discovered it or invented. That's why you can't claim
Discovered
that.
or invented math.
Yeah, still philosophers still speculate about that.
Mathematics
For your
isn't a
information,
philosophical issue.
it is.
Okay, what about the fact that we only see the
Your audio is muffled, John. Fix the audio.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, he's trying to fix it.
Oh, good.
So when you say it cannot be in another way, how do you know it cannot be in another way?
Is it okay now?
Because we study
better.
the principles of physics and we
Uh-huh.
observe. And for example, stuff like quantum physics shows us that it can be other ways, that it does not necessitate that it must be the way that it is. That is one of the key reasons, quantum physics. So the idea that quantum fluctuations do in fact exist, that electrons do seem to pop in and out of existence randomly, it can be another way. But for some reason, it is precisely this way.
Right,
Some
but
reason.
Hones,
Okay.
but Hones doesn't have a math.
Yeah, and God is existing in a way that it exists for some reason, right?
No,
No?
not for some reason, because it could
Oh.
only have been that way.
It could okay. How do you know that this universe couldn't be
No, I
in
don't
this
know
way?
that. You're asking me, how do I resolve this conflict of if it could have been another way and it's precisely this way, then there's probably a designer. The way that I respond to that is by saying, if there is a God, he should be perfect, so that there is no other way that he could have been created or formed, in a sense. He couldn't have been created or formed.
Like, we're missing a very simple point here, Jeremiah. So if we change something in God, that wouldn't be a God anymore. It would be something else. Let's say X. So if you change the constants of the universe, then it wouldn't be this universe. It would be something. Let's say Z. So it's
Yeah,
the same.
I agree.
Okay.
No, it's not the
So
same,
what-
because again, God could not have been any other way. There is no way to change it. That's what I'm claiming to resolve the issue
yeah,
of whether or not
like,
it could
we
be another
agree.
way or
We
not.
agree. Like if you change whatever God is right now, you
But I'm
change
saying it's not
something about
possible
God.
to.
It's not
You're-
possible to.
You
Why?
asked me. You
Why?
asked me, because this is why. Because you asked me, what is the God that I believe in? And I say, it is a perfect God. You say, why?
Oh.
I say, in order to resolve the issue of how can something be precise if there's chance. If it could have been another way by a designer. Same thing with God. God could not have been another way.
How do you
So
know
it's not
that?
by chance at
How
all.
do you know that God could?
You're
not
asking me
be
my
in another
paradigm. You
way?
can't ask me by my paradigm and then say, how do I know? The paradigm comes with the assumption.
Oh, you assume God is like that, and then you go
Of the
for it.
specific God. No, this is
Okay.
so. That's not right.
Well, you're
That's not
presupposing
right.
that God, right?
It's a presupposition, correct?
Ah, why you
But it's
didn't say
rational.
that?
If
It's
it
not fucking
works,
rational. It's stupid to
no.
assume
Listen,
things.
Phil. You said you will be respectful, and now you're not being
I
very
didn't
respectful.
say that. I have never said that I will be respectful to you.
Okay, let's see the
It has been recorded.
description of your channel. And let's have a look.
Yeah, you can check that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm wrong. Sorry, you're just rude. That's my apologies. But we can continue the conversation. It's fine.
Yeah,
I
like so
still
you're
don't-
assuming
I
that
still think
there's
you're
something,
throwing a red
something
herring.
like God.
It's not an assumption.
It
It's a
is.
presupposition. It's the same as a clause.
It's just
If I give a
assumption.
clause and there's no contradiction, if you can show me an internal contradiction within my paradigm, then you have a case.
I don't have
But if you
to.
don't, you do have to. That's
You
how
don't have to when
syllogisms
you
work.
assume something exists. I
I'm
don't
not
care
assuming it
how
exists.
much
I'm saying it's
consistent
more
it is.
likely. I'm saying more likely.
You can't say
I'm
that
saying
more
based on the evidence
likely.
that I gave you of the fine-tuning argument, which is what you have to attack, not whether or not the character
You
of the
just
God.
said it could not be in another way. Yes, like this universe
Yes.
couldn't be in another way. I agree with you. It could be something else. We wouldn't
No,
be
I said the
called
universe could,
universe.
but then again, we would have the same argument for that universe.
For what universe?
Let's say I have universe X. There are
Okay.
specific reasons why universe X is universe X. And if universe X is universe X, despite the fact that there are astronomical odds against universe X holding the values that it contains that make it characteristic to universe X, then it would suppose that there is a designer, more than likely. Same thing with universe Z. Let's say we change a value that makes universe X X. Now we have X subscript Z or universe Z. Now
Mhm.
there is a specific reason that
and
universe
that's the
Z is universe
problem.
Z,
That's the problem.
and
You
that
you
is your
qualify
problem.
them as universes. No, I don't call them universe. Like, it would be something else, not universe. Like your God, you change something about your God. It's
What
not a
else?
God anymore. It's something else, not God. That's the thing.
Oh my goodness.
And
this
why
is
your
so
God is
baffling.
like that? Because it has to be like that. It's necessary to be like that. Or someone
Oh
tuned
my
your God.
goodness. I just said no one can tune a perfect thing. It
No one
can't be
can
tuned
tune.
if there was no other way. That's why we went
Okay.
through. That's why I went through with your partner. Why I'm
Okay.
making it clear that it's
No one
perfect
can
and
tune a
not
perfect
better
thing. You
or
didn't prove that
worse.
there was a perfect thing in the first place. So
I don't need
just
to
because
prove.
there's
I'm
a
saying,
tuner, that doesn't mean tuner is perfect.
yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
If the tuner isn't perfect, then there's a tuner to the tuner.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you
but I'm
believe that
saying if
tuner
the
is
tuner
perfect.
is perfect, and that's what I'm saying, there has to be an ultimate perfect tuner. That's the God that I'm saying. Anyway, you're asking me again. My claim initial, right, was that it's more likely for there to be a God, and that's what we should be arguing. We shouldn't be arguing on the character of God, the character of whether or not He's perfect. The argument should be on whether or not it's more likely that the universe was designed or not. We're going on red herrings here. We
So
should
still it's
focus
not clear.
on
It's
my
more
initial
likely.
contention.
Because when you say
Hey,
it
blue
couldn't
pepper
be
అయితే
another way.
Sorry, if someone else was talking, I couldn't
Madhuri,
understand what.
Yeah, your audio is so muffled,
একবার
TR.
blue pepper আসা শুরু হয়েছে
Hi man, are you
আসলে
speaking English?
এখনো
Okay, I'll mute him. I think he was talking to someone else. Okay. I hope I muted the correct person. Yeah. Yeah. It could not be in another way. True. That doesn't mean someone tuned. It just exists the way that it exists. You don't know how it exists.
Again,
Why it
then you're
exists in
not.
that way.
Then you're not. No. Then again, yeah, I agree with you. It could, but what's more likely? The likely answer is there was some intentionality, if the odds are astronomically against it.
Against what?
If
Against what?
against the values that it's being. The cosmological value is not the likely value for what the cosmological value should have been. It's not.
I don't get that part.
What? Sorry, can you explain what part you don't get?
Last part.
The cosmological value?
What was your last statements?
that something, for example, like the cosmological value couldn't have been, is astronomically unlikely to be the value that it is?
And what's your explanation for that?
My explanation is God. That's my explanation. My explanation is
So
it's more likely to have
it
been
is the way
designed.
that
More
it is
likely.
because someone just made it in that way. Like you're assuming God
No,
right
this
now.
is such a straw man.
Like,
I'm saying it is more likely to be this way, this hyper-specific way, in a universe where it is more than likely not to have been this way if there exists a God.
how do you calculate that, man? Like, how can you possibly make those calculations?
Study physics and you'll find out, my friend. There's no way I can go through it with you.
Okay, so you're ignoring other physicians that are
I'm
atheists.
ignoring other physicians. Every physician agrees on this. That the cosmological value, there's no physical reason why the cosmological value is the way that it is, but it is hyper-specific, number one. And number two, it is the odds are astronomically against it.
And that's why
Let
they
me,
don't
okay,
believe in
you know
God.
what? Let me
Good.
hypersimplify it. Hypersimplify it. If you
Okay,
have
let's
A,
check
B,
it
and
out.
C as three possible options, choosing A is unlikely compared to choosing not A, because you can choose 2 out of 3 options for not A versus A, which is 1 out of 3. Then drag that into a universal scale where there is billions and trillions of options. The idea that it could be hyper-specific to the cosmological value is ridiculous. That it had to have been the cosmological value and we chose by chance out of a needle in an atom in a haystack, not even a needle, is very unlikely. I'm not saying it's not possible. Let's say it is possible,
Jeremiah,
but almost impossible.
just change those values just a little bit, okay? So we have X, not the universe, okay? We have X. And that X also has specific values, okay? Whatever those constants, numbers, that it's different, but like there are numbers, they're also specific. And what's the likelihood of that X? It's the same. It's not different than the other. Like
It's
all
just
kind
as
of
unlikely as the
combinations.
other. It's just as unlikely.
So all differences, okay? Like every time you change it, you'll get something another something special, okay? Like it is
No,
also
some are more, sorry, not just as unlikely. There are some, sorry, some are more unlikely than others. We can prove that. But
more
for some reason, we
unlikely.
chose a value that is unlikely, like one of the most unlikely. The odds against it are astronomically high.
Like you're just saying that it's supposed to be like this.
I'm not saying it's supposed to be. I'm saying it's not supposed to be. There is no reason that it's supposed to be. But for some reason, it is. So
For some
what's the most
reason you don't
likely?
know.
For some reason that we can't explain, I've said this
Uh-huh.
over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
it is specific to this value that is extremely unlikely. What's more likely? That someone picked out of a bag an orange card, or that they randomly chose an orange card out of millions and trillions of colors? It's more likely that they picked it. What's the chance of picking 1 out of a trillion? 1 out of a trillion. But if someone picks out 1 out of a trillion, it's pretty impressive. We probably would say it's chance, yeah, on that scale. But then we look at the scale of the universe and the fact that other values actually are way more likely than the cosmological value that we have, and suddenly it looks more like there's some sort of intelligence behind it. There is probably some sort of intentionality behind things like the cosmological value, the gravitational constant, the speed of light, the value of relativity, things like this.
Okay, Jeremy, like I don't have much time, but like I accept that I don't understand exactly what you're trying to say. I still don't see the connection where you think that it's more likely that someone designed that. Because if the numbers were different, that could be also something unique, okay? Like every time
Yeah.
you change the numbers, all of them are unique in their own, state, let's say.
Yeah.
So if it was something else, you could make the same argument. Like if it was
Yes, I agree.
in another way, you could you could say, hey, look, these are very specific numbers. Okay. If it
Yeah.
was different, then this wouldn't exist. Therefore, someone did it. I don't see the connection in this part.
Therefore, it is more likely that someone did it than
That,
didn't.
like how?
again, we'll go back to the pulling a number out of a bag. Let's say we have a bag and there's 10 numbers, and you specifically choose this one number. It is more likely that you chose this number than it was randomly chosen. If we couldn't see whether or not it was, okay. I've got a good example. Let's say,
Okay, we can have the number out of the bag in many different ways. So, like when you see number 4
Sure.
outside of the bag, that doesn't mean someone chose that number specifically, right?
No, it doesn't mean
No?
that, but it means the two options we have is either it was chosen by chance or it was chosen intentionally. And
Okay.
the idea that it is chosen intentionally is much greater once the
Ah.
values of the probability weights, when the value of the probability of choosing that number by chance becomes astronomically small and infinitely small, which is the value of our universe. Our universe is not a 4 out of 100. It is a 4 out of quintillion.
But again, like if you change a little bit, like what you will see, you will claim the same things. That there won't be anything different in
Yeah,
your
I agree.
argumentation. So, like every
I
bit of
agree. So my
change,
argumentation is valid. It doesn't matter. That is irrelevant.
it is
The
not
fact that my
like
argumentation is the same and that it's still valid means that you are bringing a red herring. That is not on me.
you're not able to connect like how it's most likely that it was intentional, it was done by someone. You're not showing that part. You're just claiming that it's more likely, and I don't see the connection.
Yeah, that was my whole premise, that it's more likely. Can you
Uh,
show me that it's more likely for it to be by chance?
I cannot show it more likely or less likely. That's the
You
problem.
can
Okay.
show more
So,
likely, less
like,
likely. You can't show
if you
proof,
if
but
you
you can show
go
more
back,
likely, less likely. You absolutely
how
can.
how can you show that it's more likely?
You live your life functioning on more likelies and less likelies.
And
And what do you mean? So you're not being consistent? If you're saying it's not possible, you do. You do. Your life is valid proof of that.
my life
When I
is
speak to you, from our
proof of
conversation that we've had here, I've taken evidence to show that you're more likely having a functioning brain, that you are able to articulate your speech properly, you are able to keep up with where the conversation is going and hold laws of logic.
Yeah, if the
You are more
subject was
likely. I can't prove
different,
it.
if
I
the
can't
subject
prove
was
it. Sorry, you have to let me finish, Phil, please. I can't prove it, but you're more likely. In the same way, you say it for random occurrences. If you are more likely to get into accidents under the influence, it is probably because of you're under the influence. It's a little bit I'm kind of going to a little bit causation correlation, but that's irrelevant. I'm saying you function based on probabilities. You don't function based on proofs. Okay?
And
when we look at the universe, I'm arguing from a probability standpoint, not a proof. You are saying
yeah.
I'm doing proof. I'm not. You're mischaracterizing my argument. You're
No,
strong.
no, 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 no. I'm not like I just don't see like
Okay,
how
then
it's more
let
probable. I kept asking this. Okay, so now you are strawmanning me. Okay, I'm trying to understand how you think that it's more probable. Okay, it's over. Like prove me, like show me evidence. Like in the beginning, yes, you said that that's not a direct evidence. Like we remember that. Okay, we didn't forget that. It's always about how you explain it's more probable, and either you failed to explain or I failed to understand that. Okay. But anyway, I don't have much time, but you guys can keep. The room will be active. I'm not closing the room.
I want to ask one question to Jeremy.
Okay.
So what do you think about multiverse, Jeremy? Like, so in multiverse we can have infinite possibilities of constants, and in one of those universes we would have the perfect constants, and only in that universe we would have life, and that's why we are in that universe. What do you think about that?
Okay, so first off, the multiverse is a cool metaphysical kind of, I guess.
Like God, yeah, just like God.
Sorry, yeah, I understand. It's cool. It's a cool metaphysical kind of like philosophical idea that there could be other universes where A, B, or C happens, which make it unique and separate and distinct to ours. But the problem is, it's all speculative. There's no
So
direct
is God.
empirical
So
evidence.
is God. So is God.
Sure, but there is no evidence even for its probability. It's an idea. God, there is evidence to prove that there is a probability for it.
What
And
is the
I
evidence?
just saw your photo, by the way, that you posted in chat. It just shows you weren't listening to me at all. I wasn't claiming that life permitting universe equates to a god. That would be a circular argument, but you need to listen to my argumentation. I was not saying anything about life permitting. I actually said to Phil that whether or not life exists is irrelevant. I could not care less. Okay? So you should really listen to my argumentation.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Remove life. It doesn't matter.
Remove life, sure. Okay. So number one, the multiverse theory, it's speculative. There's no direct empirical evidence for probabilities, for objective reality. By definition, it lies beyond our universe. So it's more of scientific fiction rather than reality. Okay.
Just like God.
Problem
Just like
two. Problem two. Even if other universes exist, you still need to explain an explanation. You still need to give an explanation for the mechanism that produces them. Okay. So this goes into another argument that there has to be a universe generator. What is causing these random universes to be hyper-specific to what they are? Why? That exists. That is a problem you have to deal with, not
the
people
way,
who
the
believe in a
way,
theistic
the
God.
way,
You
the
have to
way that
deal
you
with
don't
it.
answer the
Sorry,
calls
Phil,
of your
don't
God.
interrupt to let him speak. Sorry. You can continue.
I can interrupt him, Jeremiah. It's my
That's
room.
not. That's
Still my
it's
room.
not.
Come.
Okay.
Look how I interrupt you like this. I can interrupt. So yeah, Rocky, you're right. Like he is bringing all excuses when it comes to his God. Oh, God, it's supposed to be like that. Then no need to explain. It's perfect. Blah blah. Then it couldn't be God. It would be something else. And when it comes to multiverses, he rejects immediately. He discards immediately. Like, oh, it's speculative. God is the same as you said. Like anyway, so I leave the room to you guys. Bye bye. Take care. I hope you continue. Yeah, why not? So I'll stop screen sharing. Okay, take care all. Sorry, I didn't share the link, but I think I shared it before. If you want, you can check it. And let me quick special thanks very quickly. Paul, Scamchan, Ocean, John Murphy, Tabula, VRDNA, George Alexander, Wipecon, Space Pirates, Mr. Bods, Josh Williams. I think I've seen someone like that. How to roll an asteroid. Subscribe her, guys. Okay. The Vile Guy, Paul Rothwell, blah, 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 blah. El Caxi just joined to say hi. Thanks for joining. Scam, thanks again. Mr. Parker, thanks. Serge Joel, thanks for being here. Okeanos Helios, thanks for being here. What else? What else? What else? Crisp, and like I always miss you, man. I mean, I miss your name here in the text. I mean, the followers that I see right now, I don't see your name. I don't understand why. But anyway, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Quick, 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 quick. Okay, I don't see more people, but anyway. Yep. Thanks for all for being here. The conversation is going on Free for Talk, and you can find it if you want to join. But see you, I hope, tomorrow. Thanks for being here all. Bye bye. Take care.